Live on this Victory Monday, Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. My name is Ben Brust. Alongside me, Packer backer, Packer owner, repping his green sweater, Kyle Wallace. Say something, Kyle.
Go Pack, go, baby.
That's it? That's all you got? They found a way to win? You seem like they lose?
I sound like that. I just said go Pack,
Yeah,
go,
no
baby.
energy.
No, it's
zero energy.
What, would you have energy after you snuck out of Jacksonville with a victory? Snuck out?
I just think you'd have perspective that this team is somehow 6-2 despite everything that's gone on with them.
I mean, they're meeting expectations, not exceeding.
Oh, wow. Debbie Downer, Kyle Wallace, joining us today as well as he always does, but in a new outfit, one that's very confusing to look at, is Brad Nortman, longtime NFL punter, Super Bowl 50 runner-up. Still don't know how I feel about it. Feels a little bit fraudulent, but he's wearing Green Bay Packers gear today.
Go Pack, go, baby!
Even the way he said that.
Packers, my Green Bay Packers. I said I'm a fan. I can wear Packer gear on the heels of a victory. I said on Friday, if the Jags want to wear Jag stuff, and if the Packers want to wear Packer stuff. Well, I got plenty of Packer gear from young Brad Nortman, so I'm dusting it off, and it felt good. I mean, I did kind of feel bad for my Jags, but mostly I was like, you know what?
See that?
Go Pack, go.
No, this is just the fact that it's convenient and it's a nice theme, right? You're not a real fan. You're just wearing it because it's like, oh, the Packers won.
Like me.
No, can I have just a moment? Because it's
all right, we'll give you the floor, fine.
It's interesting to feel how the heart feels when you watch these games, right? Because you watch the Jags, you watch the Panthers. When they're not playing the Packers, easy, right? Go Jags, go Panthers. But it's a weird thing when they play the Packers, and I'm wondering, where is my heart going to go? Because Kyle, you can't control the heart, right? It's just going to go where it's going to go.
I mean, that feels very directed. I don't know why you put me in this, but
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it definitely speaks to you.
I found myself, even in the midst of playing for the Jaguars and, consider myself a Jag for life, and they cut me checks, I found myself authentically rooting for the Packers. I really did. And part of it is because I think the Jags stink and the Packers have a lot to play for. But I know this team that's so likable. I think that's the thing about the Green Bay Packers. Now, I turned in dear myself to KBN Nation. This is a very likable team. A lot of the ways that they won the game is also ways that you say this is a unique team in the NFL. So I'm wearing my Packers stuff. Go Pack, go, Kyle.
Wait. So when the Jaguars tied it up, driving down the field,
it's a great question.
And dunking, were you kind of like, okay, let's see if they can tie it up, or were you like, come on, Packers, make it stop?
No, I was mostly frustrated. I was like, I can't believe that they're doing this without Christian Kirk, without Brian Thomas, with no pass rush again.
So when they
found myself getting more frustrated.
When they scored, were you like, all right, it's a game?
I was into the game. I was excited, but I completely expected and was rooting for the Packers to go in there and win.
Okay.
800-990-3776 is the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. You can see our beautiful faces on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. Now, ultimately, Malik Willis did find a way to get it done, and for those who missed it, live under a rock, Jordan Love injured his groin. He is okay. He is day-to-day per the NFL league sources out there, as I know our great content director really nailed it with the most important groin in the state of Wisconsin tweet that you can see on ESPN Milwaukee, which I actually thought was clever. But before we move forward and talk about what this team needs to do to get ready for the Detroit Lions, there is a little bit of praise, despite it be a squeaker, right? They squeaked by. But there needs to be a little bit of praise about how this team, despite Jordan Love being injured, despite Jair, Josh J, like you name it, Evan Williams, this team was 2-5 last year, and somehow they're 6-2. It doesn't feel like this team should be 6-2, right? It hasn't been the prettiest 6-2, but you don't get a 6-2 record, never apologize for having a 6-2 record.
Yeah, you should never apologize for having a 6-2 record. And overall, when I think about this football team, I'm okay with the result because a win is a win, right? But overall, I'm starting every single week. I say I'm looking at how can the I said Milwaukee Bucks. Saw Melanie Riggs. How can the Green Bay Packers, how can they start moving in the right direction where I feel like they are a championship team, right? I don't really mind the fact that it was a little bit closer. I just don't like how the game ultimately ended, right? Like, I'm glad the Packers finally put them away offensively, but I feel like they had an opportunity with less than 8 minutes left in the game to put a team away that's missing some of their receivers, to put them away, but instead they allowed them to get back into the game to the point where they tied the game up and actually made it did a nail biter. And overall for me, if we're going to be working towards a championship type team, championship teams close out lesser opponents. The Green Bay Packers failed to do that when it came to yesterday. So that's why I'm not super gung-ho today. I'm happy. I'm happy about the win.
You hear that? Yay, Strophy, did you hear that? I'm happy.
I am.
I'm happy.
I am
Certainly
happy.
sounds like
but
it.
if you ask me, am I satisfied about the way that they went about it? Absolutely not. I'm glad that Josh Jacobs was able to run the ball in the second half. I'm glad that Malik Willis was able to come in and lead this team to victory. But overall, I am still waiting for this football team to play a complete game. And yesterday was not a complete game. Yesterday showed that we still have holes. I don't think we took steps in the right direction yesterday. I think we just kind of coasted yesterday. We said it on a constant. We didn't go in the right direction overall. I don't have a lot of great takeaways from yesterday.
Well, the fact that this team is 6-2 and they really haven't had a complete game. I guess the Cardinals is the closest game to that, and I guess you could chalk that up. But consistently, it seems like different sides of the ball play better or play worse. Different areas within each side of the ball plays better or worse. We haven't seen this team put it together in the way they did last year, and with that, they're still 6-2. So that has a little bit of optimism. Not to mention they got to get healthy.
I'll call it what it is. What it is right now is nobody's happy because they won by 3, and you just saw the Detroit Lions smack an opponent again. This is what's going on right now. If we want the truth, I could go around and be like, hey, what'd you think of the game? Hey, what'd you think of the game? The feeling that I feel right now is that if they play the Detroit Lions with or without Jordan Love, I'm not feeling that confident about this team actually putting together 60 minutes to beat what I think is the best team in the NFL. I know they lost to the Chiefs, but at this point, they are playing the best football in the NFL, consistently beating the other team down, whether it was the Vikings having to come back and win that, scoring 52 points with under 100 passing yards from Jared Goff, because they did it on special teams, their run game, their offensive line, defense. I think we've all been waiting for the Green Bay Packers to put together 60 minutes in which we're proud of, and then we can take that optimism and move forward into what would be and what is, but doesn't feel like the biggest opportunity for them to get a win, whether you say it's injuries or how this team is playing right now. But for me, as I'm sitting here, I'm listening to Kyle and I'm listening to Brad and I'm watching the game and I'm feeling the same things, and that's what's disappointing. Is you wanted to take that Houston Texans victory. You wanted to parlay that into this is a bad football team. The Jaguars are not a good football team. You said it. Brian Thomas hurt. Christian Kirk's out for the season. And Lawrence is still throwing for 300 yards. Your run defense still looks like it has holes. You have no pass rush whatsoever on a consistent basis. 1 sack. And you think that when you play the Lions, that's going to be good enough? I don't feel that way.
Maybe,
I don't know if you guys do. I'm just trying to be real for
I
us.
think that's the issue. Maybe Jacksonville's just a house of horror for the Green Bay Packers. Anytime we play them, it's always a close-type football game. But overall, I think playing to the fact that I'm not really looking ahead saying, well, we perform this way and I'm nervous about the Lions. It's more so when I think about the bigger picture, you are dang right. The Detroit Lions, when they played the Tennessee Titans, they absolutely destroyed them. The Detroit Lions, when they played the Cowboys, who are better men, they destroyed them. They put up a lot of points on the Seahawks. So my issue is that the Green Bay Packers did not destroy a team that they have the ability to destroy. That's why coming off that Cardinals game, I felt so good. I felt confident because they were clearly the better team. They weren't playing around with them. They beat up on the Cardinals, but then you saw the Jaguars. They played around with the Jaguars and let them come back in that football game. I don't want the Packers to have these type of games against lesser opponents. You have to dominate weaker opponents when you have the opportunity, and unfortunately, the Green Bay Packers did not do that on Sunday. I know Jordan Love wasn't in the game, but Jordan Love don't play defense, right? He does not, and the defense allowed him to come back into this game.
Yeah. And I want you to answer this as well, Brad, because I think you've been harping on this defensive line forever. Mm-hmm. And to see that they were up 10 against the Jaguars and to let them come back and have to rely on Malik Willis to lead a drive to win the game. How is everyone feeling right now? Because I'm not feeling that great. I want to feel great, but I'm also going to keep it real, like Brad was a little too real last week. 800-990-3776.
You know, I got a lot of names on this list who I'm proud of for the Green Bay Packers for getting the win, but the constant one that you should be just absolutely eating and feasting in the fourth quarter is the defensive line. Because the Jags defense, or the Jags O-line, is not particularly good. They're not bad, but they're not great. You know, Trevor Lawrence, not a particularly mobile quarterback, and most of their weapons are injured. Not to mention their starting running back. They're on their second running back in Tanks Bigsby. So I look at this and say, man, this D-line should be absolutely eating and feasting, and they're still not doing that. when a quarterback is given time and he's somewhat accurate, he can cook against this Packer defense. That's concerning because you look at the Detroit Lions, and what do we always talk about every Monday after a Packer game? Is this team Super Bowl caliber? Well, I'm looking at them being 6-2, and they're finding ways to win games, and they haven't put it all together. So part of me says that provides a lot of optimism because when they do put it together, inevitably, which I think they will look like last year, and I can say this team can beat anybody. But by definition, if they're a Super Bowl caliber team, you're saying this is one of the best teams in the NFL. I'm looking at the team that we're playing on Sunday and thinking, now that is a team that looks like the best team in the NFL. And as currently constructed, I don't have a ton of confidence in a victory on Sunday based on how this team is playing. If they recapture who they are and who they were end of last season, they can beat anybody, and that includes the Detroit Lions. We just haven't seen that consistently.
How is it going to happen? Jordan Love's day-to-day. Josh Jacobs got hurt at the end. Well, Evan Williams is hurt. Jair's getting an MRI. This is the worst possible timing to have everything not go your way as you face what we think is a Super Bowl caliber team.
It is, and this is the big week overall. We were looking forward to this week because after you got the victory, you had the matchup for a chance to be in first place in the NFC North. And really, for me, the game isn't about can we go out there and win? I want the Packers to win. That's undoubtedly, I want the Packers to win. But also, this is a game where you get to gauge yourself against a team that has established himself, right? The Lions are a year ahead of the Green Bay Packers, not only in the fact that they started their journey off before the Green Bay Packers did. We still had a different quarterback when they were starting their journey, but then the fact they made it a game more than the Green Bay Packers. They won the division last year, right? So the Lions are ahead of the Packers. And so it's always great to have an opportunity to gauge yourself against the best, and the Lions was going to be an opportunity to gauge exactly where you were at. Are you right there toe-to-toe with the Lions like the Minnesota Vikings showed themselves to be a couple weeks ago, or are you a couple steps away from the Lions? And we saw this last year where there was a gap between the Packers and the Lions. They ended up making that gap up by the end of the season where they were right there with the Lions. But this was going to be an opportunity to see exactly where you are heading into basically that middle big stretch of your season that you have to see exactly where the Packers are. Unfortunately, we don't know if we're going to have Jordan Love. We don't know if we're going to have Jair. We don't know if we're going to have Evan Williams. So you're not 100% at full strength. But when your back is up against the wall, you have adversity, I still like this football team when they have to find a way to do something special like they did earlier this year with Malik Willis.
800-990-3776. K-Walk chimes in. The way that they've been playing, we're going to need to play a near-perfect game to beat Detroit. And I did not want that to be the case, but I echo the exact same feeling as K-Walk right now. 6-2 against the Detroit Lions, I shouldn't be feeling this way. And I'm just disappointed. Not in the team, just the way that it's transpired, because I don't want this team to be a fraudulent 6-2. I want them, you are what your record says you are. But you know where my mind is right now? This team feels more like the 2019 Green Bay Packers that somehow went 13-3, but then when they played a real opponent in the NFC Championship game, they lost like 34-13 against the 49ers. I don't want that. I want to see the progression. There is still time, but I did not like the way that the foot was off the pedal when you are up. And as you mentioned, Brad, when you're going against a less mobile quarterback, Trevor Lawrence can move a little bit. But my point is, when you're down to your guys that are playmakers and you're up, all I heard against the Eagles was, well, we didn't get to see the pass rush because they were never up. And then these last couple weeks, you pointed out there was a drive. Was it last week against Houston?
I think it might have been. Yeah.
They came, you had a chance to end it, and they came and scored and still just made a game. This defense can't just get that stop that they need late in these games. And when you're up, that is the time that the pass rush should thrive, but there is none. Somehow we're going to do cheers to and pour one out next as I fall over off my chair.
Oh, wow.
Just getting all the excitement out of them.
Wait a minute. We have these chairs that you put your bottom in. How in the world did you end up on the edge of your chair?
Were you leaning off of it?
Yeah.
How much of your bottom
Too many
was
questions. Cheers to and pour one out next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Craig Counsell bobblehead that was given away, and we, just did a nice, soliloquy. Is that the right word?
Yeah, like a montage.
Like a Virgil.
Vigil?
Vigil.
A vigil. We did a vigil.
Vigil. On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. It doesn't matter if it's your first betting slip ever or just the first one of the week. We've got your Potawatomi sportsbook picks covered. Tune in Wednesdays to the Weekly Wager with Greg Matzik, Ben Brust, and Jen Latta.
If someone gives you 10,000 to 1 on anything, you take it.
The Weekly Wager, Wednesday nights at 6, right here on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel.
Hauntingly good deals await you at the Kunis Auto Group's October Spooktacular Savings Event. There will be no tricks, only treats.
Trick or treat!
On the price you'll get on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Prices will be slashed at your nearby Milwaukee Metro Region Kunis Auto Group dealership. America's best-selling cars, trucks, and SUVs from both Buick and GMC. All marked down with October Spooktacular Savings discounts and incentives, including their entire inventory of pre-owned vehicles. Choose from over 1,500 on lot or online. There'll be dozens of spooktacular service specials and everything from brakes, tires to oil changes. Plus, with any test drive in October, you'll be entered to win free gas for a year, with drawings held every Friday throughout the month at your nearby Milwaukee Metro Region Kunis dealerships in both Greenfield and Oak Creek. Halloween savings aren't just slashed, they're chainsawed at the Kunis Auto Group's October Spooktacular Savings Event going on now. For additional event info, go to shopkunis.com.
Why is life better with American Family Insurance? Because every policy comes with something very special. A trusted agent who's there to help protect your dreams by finding the right coverage at the right price. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Homer here to tell you about Rawhide Youth Services. Co-founded in 1965 by Bart and Cherry Starr, Rawhide is a faith-based nonprofit that helps thousands of youth every year, many right here in Milwaukee, overcome trauma, suicidal thoughts, and live better lives. For youth who are hurting, who feel lost or abandoned, and families feeling powerless to help them, Rawhide is there to help. They also need vehicle donations to support their mission of helping hurting youth transform their future. Donate to Rawhide Youth Services. Visit rawhide.org/donate.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's original craft vodka. In 1995, Tito Beveridge built his very own distillery and put his life savings into it. Since then, he's won the unanimous Judge's Choice Double Gold Medal at the World Spirits Competition, the Chairman's Trophy for World's Best Vodka Tonic, and many others. Tito's Handmade Vodka is still made on the same land where he started it, all in Austin, Texas. Distilled from corn and gluten-free. Visit us at titosvodka.com for recipes, videos, and more. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
Guys, let's be honest. We like simple stuff. We like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated and uncompromising. Like an award-winning men's grooming experience from Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek on Howell Avenue, just south of Putes Road. Open 7 days a week, even Sundays. Walk in anytime, and before you know it, our talented stylist will bring you back to a simpler time. A time when you were handsome and clean. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek on Howell Avenue, just south of Putes Road. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Save big money on your next project right now at Menards, your lighting headquarters. Find the perfect lighting for your home with new selectable color temperature True Wave LED bulbs from Sylvania. Simply adjust the color temperature to change the lighting in a snap. Save big on Sylvania True Wave selectable color temperature bulbs. Plus, don't forget to check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman. You, KBN Nation at 800-990-3776. See our beautiful faces on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. React with any of your thoughts, because right now I'm just feeling a little bit off. Right? Like, to be the best, you got to beat the best. And the best are coming to town on Sunday, and it's a huge opportunity, and I'm not feeling great. And part of it is out of the Green Bay Packers' control. I understand that. But also, how am I supposed to have confidence in the way that that game ended? Malik Willis is a phenomenal story. Never going to take away anything that he's done in the situation that he was in from Tennessee to coming here, being thrusted into the moment after week one, after Jordan Love goes down. Then halfway through the game, Jordan Love obviously, I think made the right decision. I thought, agree that I saw people thought he should have came out earlier. I was like, ugh, he's in too much pain. He's too valuable. Like, if he's going to have to not be able to be himself, don't do it. And they made that decision. Malik Willis, that's not an easy situation. And he got it done after the defense blew it. So, again, I just want to know how everyone's feeling because people have takes on closing out games, the pass rush. And when I say pass rush, I think more rushing 4. I think we can all agree in that. It's not halfly scheming up blitzes with 5 guys. It's, hey, if we send 4, we get nothing. And that's not going to be okay long term. We'll get a little bit more in depth from the game here. And if you have anything to cheers to or pour one out to, hit us up at 800-990-3776. But I do need to remind myself, guys, it is still a Victory Monday, and that is a good thing. This team is 6-2, and it's brought to you by Palermo's Pizza, Wisconsin's hometown pizza. With delicious brands like Connie's, Palermo's, Urban Pie, and Screamin' Sicilian, Palermo's has your game day covered. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer.
The weekend is over, so let's pop some bottles. It's time for Cheers to and Pour One Out on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
All right, Brad. All right, guys.
My cheers to, he's becoming a very common name, a very beloved name. I just got to give him more and more flowers every time I see him. And that is Tucker Kraft. Banger. The dude does everything. He is indeed a banger, Strophy. The dude can lock down, run block, pass block even when called upon, which he did once against Travion Walker when they needed some time. But also he's catching passes. Led the team in 78 yards receiving and a touchdown. Definitely felt himself walking into the end zone too. But not only that, he's starting to have a voice on this team. There was reports that when Josh Jacobs was talking about Malik Willis in the huddle, Tucker Kraft said, man, we've been here before, galvanizing the team when Malik Willis came into the game. And even after the fact, he's not sugarcoating it. Quote, Tucker Kraft, we need to start taking accountability for what's going on our offense early in the half. It's not just us. We got to hold each other more accountable. I haven't looked at film yet, but there's errors out there by everybody on the field. That's a champion. That's a dude. That's a guy that's easy to root for. Tucker Kraft, cheers to you.
I like that. We big fan of Tuck, but for me overall, I have to take cheers to the rushing offense and the Green Bay Packers overall, right? Because that is what won this football game, was the Packers' ability to run the ball. And I'm going to give a cheers to not only Josh Jacobs, but also a cheers to Malik Willis, because Josh Jacobs, you saw what he did, what he was able to do for this football team, rush for over 100 yards and have a big touchdown run when you really, really needed it late in that game. And so I say cheers to him, but then also cheers to the rushing attack of Malik Willis. Malik Willis allowed for that rushing attack to be opened up because of the threat of his legs. What did he do? When things broke down, number one was gone, he scrambled for 20 yards, right? And then the ability to complete that pass for 51 yards to Jaden Reed. So I'm saying yes. Cheers to Josh Jacobs. Cheers to Malik Willis. Cheers to Emmanuel Wilson. And cheers to Chris Brooks for keeping this game alive and getting the Green Bay Packers a W. So cheers to the rushing attack of the Packers.
Well, my cheers to goes to the Washington Commanders. As soon as all the delusional fans of the South thought they had a victory in their pocket and the same record as the Green Bay Packers, not so fast, courtesy of Spanish radio of the Washington Commanders. Enjoy.
Touchdown! Está dentro! Touchdown! Commanders! Na 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 na. Hey, goodbye. Buenas noches, Chicago.
Buenas noches, Chicago.
Buenas noches, Chicago.
That will live on forever.
Buenas noches, Chicago.
I love that.
After
So
just
good.
an abysmal game from them, play calling, execution, they find a way to go up with 18 seconds left, and Jaden Daniels throws a ball that Tyreek Stevenson, one of their defensive backs, was taunting the crowd while the play was happening. He happened to be the same guy that tipped it right back to Noah Brown, which you might
Buenas
have,
noches, Chicago.
which you may have heard his name in the Spanish radio call.
Oh, that was lovely.
The Bears didn't deserve to win that game, and to lose in that fashion is just so tasty.
You guys want to hear the Bears Radio Network?
Might as well.
It's not
enjoy
as
a little bit of
deflating as I
pain.
would have thought, but it's still
Oh,
good.
it's pretty deflating. Here's the Bears Radio Network, ESPN 1000.
Looking for something. He's got plenty of time. Launches deep pass into the area of the end zone.
he caught it!
And it's caught by Noah Brown.
And it's caught by Noah Brown.
That's the
Buenas
flavor.
noches, Chicago!
That was so great. That was so great. I was perusing the TV, and I decided to just watch the end of that game. I said, I want to catch some of
Well, I'm glad the Packers won because when the Packers don't win, you can't watch other football. So you did get to see that moment.
I did get to see it, and I absolutely enjoyed it. I jumped up and said, oh, touchdown! Woo!
Buenos noches, Chicago!
Buenas noches, Chicago!
I love seeing Bears fans.
Pour one out, Brad.
Yeah, I'd love to pour one out. This has been a common theme. It's this defensive line that doesn't get pressure, but specifically Lucas Van Ness. Guys, this is year 2 of Lucas Van Ness. We expected him to take a sophomore jump after not really playing much last year. There was a lot of fanfare when the Packers drafted him. Nicknamed Hercules in Iowa, we have seen everything but that nickname come to fruition. Guys, he has 5 quarterback pressures this season. 5. That's lowest on the team behind Gary, Enigbare, Preston Smith. 52 players in the NFL have 20 or more, and none of them play for the Packers. But 5 is abysmal. So he can't get pressure. He can't get off blocks. The jump we were hoping he would take, he has not taken. And I don't know what the solution is for this team, or this D-line, particularly Van Ness, because they're not winning one-on-one battles, and that's a problem. Pour one out for Lucas Van Ness.
Yeah, they might have to retool this defensive line in the offseason, but I'm going to pour one out for the Green Bay Packers defensive backing core because of the fact that they are being decimated with injuries right now. You know Eric Stokes had a little injury yesterday where he came out the game. We saw Jair Alexander on that Evan Ingram touchdown pull up and having a knee issue. And then on top of that, you saw Evan Williams also come out that game yesterday, and you saw Javon Bullard struggle yesterday early on trying to play at the corner position. And so overall, I'm going to pour one out for the Green Bay Packers defensive backing core because if these guys aren't healthy, I think we're going to have some issues on the back end. Something that used to be a bright spot may be a sour spot for this Green Bay Packers team. So pour one out for all those injuries on the defensive backing core.
Yeah, real quick I had fun with the Bears cheers too after that Hail Mary, but I do want to give a shout out to Edgerrin Cooper because he's a playmaker.
Yeah.
Right, although he's still young, will make mistakes. A guy flying around the field, which I very much enjoyed. Yeah, I mean, I guess pour one out to injuries because I made it very clear I'm upset in how the game ended. You shouldn't be up 27-17 against the Jacksonville Jaguars and get tied up and have Malik Willis have to create a drive in which Jaden Reed obviously made a big play and set Brandon McManus up. But that's a cheers to. Again, I do have some cheers to with all the stuff. When I look ahead, I get really frustrated about how they're going to do against the Lions. But for now, it's pour one out to the fact that Jordan Love is hurt. Right, coming off the knee, now a groin. That's 2 injuries, and it's part of football. But this team goes as Jordan Love goes. That's honestly the truth. Josh Jacobs is not going to win you a Super Bowl. Is he going to be a key component? No. Absolutely.
He should be. I tell you that much.
He's a beast.
He's got it. Whenever we had to lean on him, when has he not responded for the Packers when we had to lean on him?
So Evan Williams hurt, but doesn't look super long term. Jair, I don't think we've seen results from the MRI. Josh Jacobs late in the game. What the hell? So a lot more to uncover from an injury standpoint, but we'll get into that because as we start talking about the Detroit game, with a bye after and then playing the Chicago Bears in 20 days from today, that's a lot of time to get healthy. It's such a weird spot, but I don't want to get embarrassed. I really don't, because the Detroit Lions do a pretty good job embarrassing teams, and I don't want that to happen.
Come on now, we ain't put that into the air. We don't do that. We're not having that.
They do a good job at embarrassing.
They do. I ain't worried about that. They got embarrassed last year on their home field on Thanksgiving Day when our team had their back up against the wall. Nobody believed in the Green Bay Packers. We're a much better football team, more experienced football team. Matt LaFleur has a better gauge on his team and what he can do. The creativity even he showed when Malik Willis came into the game. That Tucker Kraft touchdown, beautiful play call, man.
I'll give a shout out to Eric on top of that shout out. Brooks needs a little recognition for going down, not scoring a touchdown. Pretty smart.
Love smart players like that. Love it.
Unselfish. None of us are like him.
What would have been his first career touchdown?
Know.
Really?
Yeah, it would have been Chris Brooks' first career touchdown. He decided to slide and win the game instead of
he saw that
giving
defense.
Trevor Lawrence 50 seconds.
Yeah, he was like, shoot, I know they ain't going to stop nobody. Let me just go ahead, sit down, and let Brandon McManus boot it in.
Smart man. Did you win any money?
So, y'all want to know what's real?
Yes.
It's the fact that I couldn't play. I couldn't play underdog fantasy in Michigan and stay. I was upset. I couldn't make my picks. I couldn't make my picks, but you know what? I couldn't wait to get back here. I did make my picks on Saturday. They hit before I left, but I couldn't make my picks on Sunday because of the fact I was in a different state. But guess what, KBN Nation? You are lucky because you are in the great state of Wisconsin where you can play the Underdog Fantasy Sports app, and that's exactly what I want you to do. I want you to join the over 5 million customers who are players who have enjoyed winning over $2 billion worth of money. I want you to get in on the action. It's so easy. Download the Underdog Fantasy Sports app or go to UnderdogFantasy.com. And here's how you play. You select player stats. You select higher or lower on those player stats. So whether it's touchdowns, passing yards, three-pointers, double-doubles, whatever you want to do, higher or lower on those player stats. And if your picks hit, you can win up to 1,000 times your money, y'all. 1,000 times your money. You have Monday Night Football tonight. Definitely get the Underdog Fantasy Sports app. And when you do that, use promo code KBN. That's promo code KBN to download the Underdog Fantasy Sports app. And Underdog will give you up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly when you use promo code KBN. Yes, up to $1,000 in bonus cash today when you use promo code KBN on the Underdog Fantasy Sports app. I'm telling y'all, you're going to have so much fun playing the Underdog Fantasy Sports app, so download it or sign up today using promo code KBN. Remember, it must be 18 plus and present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concern your play. Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Weird vibes after a win for the Green Bay Packers, but a win nonetheless. We'll get the perspective of one Alex Strofe, who you might have heard on Mr. Relevant. YouTube, ESPN Milwaukee, ESPN Madison, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 12:30. Becoming Relevant with Alex Strofe. Next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
So they are lucky. Those other teams, whether it's Kentucky or whether it's Oregon or was it TCU?
That was TCU.
TCU, they're lucky I didn't play in that game. You got upset by a bad team. TCU.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Buenas noches, Chicago!
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
The 23rd annual A Novel event is coming. Sharp Literacy's yearly fundraiser will happen on October 30th from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Pfister Hotel. The program will feature a presentation with Code Baby CEO Nori Daroga and elementary students, dinner, and a voice auction. Funds raised at A Novel event will support the delivery of Sharp STEAM-based education programs to thousands of K-3 through 5th graders and educators across the Milwaukee, Waukesha, and Racine areas. Find tickets to October 30th's A Novel event at sharpliteracy.org. Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit zbart.com for more information.
Brandon McManus delivers a walk-off field goal once again as the Pack take down the Jaguars 30-27 in Jacksonville. Malik Willis had to enter the game for an injured Jordan Love late and executed a nearly flawless 2-minute drill to lead the game-winning drive.
How Matt's calling it, just trying to understand that he's calling each play with a purpose and try to think on the same page as him as far as what we're trying to do with whatever play we call.
So a huge matchup now in Green Bay on Sunday afternoon, a 3:25 kickoff as the Pack host the first-place Detroit Lions.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
America's happiest jewelry store is coming to Kenosha.
And our grand opening celebration will be November 1st and 2nd.
Just off Highway 50 at exit 344.
Kessler's Diamonds is America's largest employee-owned jewelry company.
And because we own the company, we can do anything we want.
Here's what we've decided to do.
We're going to give away 2 big diamonds.
A 3/4 carat natural diamond.
And a 2-carat newborn created diamond.
Who gives away diamonds? We do.
Have snacks and refreshments.
And spin our wheel of sparkle for spectacular prizes.
Do we know how to celebrate or what?
The first 81 people to arrive each day will be given a special gift.
81 is our special number.
The Kessler 81 is a magical diamond that explodes with light.
You've got to see it to believe it.
And everyone will get 0% interest for 18 months with approved credit.
Come to Kessler's.
Friday, November 1st and Saturday the 2nd.
Just off Highway 50 at exit 344.
KesslersDiamonds.com.
Hey ESPN Milwaukee fans, Gary Ellison here from my friends at Best Electric Service, an A-plus Better Business Bureau family-owned and operated who have been serving you for over 50 years. No job is too big or too small, whether it's making electrical panel upgrades, home electrical safety inspections, electrical vehicle charging, and all residential service calls. Best Electric provides quality services at fair prices. They are experienced and licensed electrical contractors ready to get to work. Connect with the Best Electric Service. Find out more at bestelect.com.
The kick is up and wide left.
Why don't they customize the goalposts? Make them wider.
Gina Della from Pella? How'd you get into the booth?
And why just yellow? Add some green stripes.
Sure, Gina. Should they also remove the G at midfield and paint a Pella crest?
Okay, Wayne, you can't customize a football game to go the way you want, but Pella can customize your home the way you want.
Right now, get 0% interest for 60 months.
Visit PellaWI.com.
Hold your appointment on or before November 8th. Certain restrictions apply.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Cause all I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I
Ditch the random channel surfing with your remote and grab your phone and download the ESPN app because their new Where to Watch feature is a game changer. With so many games happening, the sports equinox right now, everything's going on. The ESPN app is your answer for everything. Where to stream, where to get the channel. You want to know where the Bucks are tipping off? Boom, you got it. You want to know where green and gold are kicking off? Boom, you got it. And the answer is the ESPN app's Where to Watch tab. No more frustration. And just, hey, I'm on the couch. ESPN app, Where to Watch, TV icon. I'm having the time of my life. So download the ESPN app from your app store and find the Where to Watch TV icon. I'm really looking forward to the perspective of one Alex Strofe because I think he got the vibe. You know, Kyle wasn't really super happy. He's happy with the win, but he goes, I'm happy. Didn't feel like it. Brad's obviously a Minnesota Vikings fan, and I am scared for the Detroit Lions. So, Strophe, your time.
Hey, Mr. Irrelevant, it's time to become relevant. Strofe's time to shine on KBN starts now.
The vibes are not as high as I'd like them to be.
Can't force vibes.
No, you can't. And
Do you blame the panel for low vibes?
No, not one bit. I'm feeling the same way. I like Malik Willis a lot.
There's nothing to not like.
I don't like Malik Willis enough to have faith that they're going to win on Sunday.
If you did, I'd say you might be a little crazy.
The issue is I'm having mentally, and maybe you guys can help me through this, is I don't think it's the right decision to play Jordan Love. You're going into the bye week, you guys mentioned it, you'd have 20 days off to recover this groin injury by the time you need to play again if they play Malik Willis Sunday. That's the right move.
Yeah, and let's not forget, I want to add something onto here. I can't speak to what's happening in the training room area, but Brad, when somebody has a sprained MCL and they start playing football for 2-3 weeks, it doesn't just mean he stops rehabbing the sprained MCL. I guarantee he's still working on strengthening his knee.
Yeah, he for sure kept on rehabbing, strengthening the knee. The problem is when you go out there, and even if one part's just a little bit off, other parts start overcompensating. You maybe don't move exactly the same way. Even if your knee is 90 to 100%, then all of a sudden you got a groin pull, strain. Pull is much worse. I mean, all it takes, particularly muscular, with a groin, man, I'll tell you what, if that goes from, if he pushes it and goes from a strain to a pull, you're talking about day to day to month to month. That's 4 to 6 weeks if you pull it.
All these big numbers. Every time something happens, y'all want to talk about the worst case scenario. Let's just listen.
But you got to play, you got to make sound decisions.
Yeah, you have to make sound decisions. Overall, with his health is the most important thing. I know we look ahead to the Detroit Lions game. We understand how big this game is because it can help you get in, not in the driver's seat, but really put you all the way back in this NFC North race that you're trying to win here. But at the end of the day, it's not about what happens in week, what we're going to week 9 versus what happens week 15, 16, and 17. So if Jordan Love needs to have this week off and then have the bye week off and then have the full week to get ready for the Chicago Bears, then absolutely that's what we should do. We need to be thinking about what's going to put this Packers team in a position to win a Super Bowl. And beating the Detroit Lions on Sunday, it can help, but it's not the ultimate thing that we need.
I'm torn because I'm a competitor. You can't just lay down. You can't just lay down. This is your chance to beat the number 1 team in the NFC North.
It's your chance to be first place. Yeah.
You can't lay down.
I don't want to lay down.
But for perspective, this time last year, the Packers were like bottoming out, right? They were bad.
But it's different this year.
But that was last
but
year.
there's a lot of time left to like hit your stride.
The division wasn't what it is, though. The Lions have lost 1 game. The Vikings have lost 2, and the Bears are right behind you with 3 losses.
That's true. Even one loss
you're not in a scenario where I feel like you can lay down, although it might be.
Benny, when it comes to the division race, there's only one thing to say to the Bears.
Buenas noches, Chicago!
They're 4-3. They're out of it.
Yeah, no, I agree, but you understand, like, if they believe they're still in it, the games feel different.
Yeah, and that one in a couple of weeks will be a fun one, I'm sure.
And they're playing their first division game against the Packers in 2 weeks.
Right.
That's their first division game?
They play them all at the end of the season.
That is
really
wild.
Strange. Yeah, but when it comes to this Lions game, there's debatably no bigger game on your schedule yet left. I mean, sure, you can make the case the second one in Detroit is bigger, but you don't know the circumstances yet. The circumstance here is if you win on Sunday, you control your destiny after the bye week.
I mean, but you're going to have – both teams are going to have oopsie-type games.
Over to the KBN Sports Desk handled by Ben Brust today. Update on Jair Alexander per a source of Rob Domovsky. I had to make sure it's the right Demov here. Doing my due diligence.
It is.
Tests on his knee did not show any significant concerns. Nothing has been decided about his availability for Sunday, but they will monitor his soreness throughout the week.
Him out.
Buenos noches, Jair.
Buenos noches, Jair Alexander.
I want to completely turn the attention to something that got lost in the shuffle this weekend. I draw your attention to the ESPN Milwaukee, ESPN Madison YouTube stream.
Yeah.
We need to stop memorializing alive people with statues that don't look like them. Number 1, you can't make statues for people that are alive. That's rule number 1.
He looks like Lawrence Fishburne.
Number 2, make it look like the person it's supposed to. So Dwayne Wade, formerly, of course, of Marquette and the Miami Heat, was given a statue at the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame, or he is in the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame, and then it'll be in Miami. It looks nothing like Dwayne Wade.
Now,
other than the fact he's wearing a number 3 Miami jersey in the statue. It looks like a bald guy with a beard.
It looks absurd.
It looks nothing like
looks
Dwayne
70.
Wade. And the thing is, Dwayne Wade is alive and well and hopefully will be for a long time. Let's, A, stop making statues of people that are alive, and B, when we make statues of dead people that are not alive, let's make it look like the dead person when they were alive.
Didn't we just have a really mini Allen Iverson, too, outside of Philly?
They were all mini.
Like
they were all mini, but this was really mini.
Did you guys see when they made a statue as a prank of Cristiano Ronaldo?
It wasn't a prank.
No, that wasn't a prank, dude.
That was a prank.
No, I thought it was real.
No,
it was just a really bad one.
Not a prank.
No,
promise.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I know.
I thought it was that late night guy that did a prank on him.
It may have been based on the true story, but they actually did release an awful-looking statue of Cristiano Ronaldo.
I mean, Ronaldo's hot.
Are we?
But he don't look hot in the statue.
Are we just experiencing like a worldwide deficit of good statue makers?
That would be my guess.
I mean, is there nobody capable to make good statues?
Well, like, what would the job title be? Statue maker? What did Marble?
Serenity by Jan.
Or like,
I don't understand the reference.
Thank you, Brad.
I don't know what you're talking about.
A sculptor. I guess a sculptor. I mean, they don't make Michelangelos anymore. Clearly,
they do not make Michelangelo. And just going back to this, yes, the sculpture of Dwayne Wade, you're absolutely right. It looked like Lawrence Fishburne. It was terrible, awful. I said, what is this? And the fact that Dwayne Wade actually had like a behind the scenes of them like putting it together.
Yes, he had a hand in it.
And I'm like, Doug, how did you allow this to happen? He has to say, hey, this isn't good. But you're just talking about Cristiano Ronaldo with his.
Yeah.
The sculptor actually took a second try at trying to make it. the bust of them. It was so bad the first time. They need to do this again because this is terrible. They ain't going to disrespect D-Wade like that in Wade County.
They need to get a hold of the guys that make the Hall of Fame NFL bus. Those are actually pretty solid.
Those are good.
Generally speaking.
Those are good.
Those guys are killing it. But whoever these random statue sculptors are, we're hitting a lull right now. This has got to be a low.
I wonder what the sculptor did when he looked at it and he said, look at the work I did. I did a hell of a job. Like, I wonder what he said, or he said, damn. Hope they don't notice.
Well, everybody noticed. Is that what we got for becoming relevant? You lighten up the mood and become irrelevant.
Real quick question.
Well, I mean, I talked about how we should only make statues if the person is dead. I don't know how much that.
Yeah, that's terrible too.
If you're
am I
alive,
wrong? Am I wrong with that?
You're completely wrong.
So we should make statues of alive people?
Yes.
Yeah,
you should.
okay.
Well, they're at the tail end of their life, but I guess you'll never know.
If you're Dwayne Wade, are you well within your rights to say not acceptable?
Hell yeah.
Because
that's gonna be memorialized for
right.
centuries.
That's gonna be around for a long time. That's gonna be something my grandkids see.
They gonna say,
and
Dwayne Wade was ugly.
Wow. Why did Great Grandpa look like that?
No.
Why did Great Grandpa look like he got hit in the face with a dump truck?
Did he play when he was 55?
Yeah, for real. Oldest guy in the NBA.
Buenas noches, Chicago!
Victory Monday brought to you by Palermo's Pizza, Wisconsin's hometown pizza with delicious brands like Palermo's, Connie's, Urban Pie, Screamin' Sicilian. Palermo's has your game day covered. Find Palermo's in your local's grocer's freezer. And for our guy at Palermo's, let him know, Strofe. Buenos noches, Chicago.
Buenas noches, Chicago!
Next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
We've called him Whitey Tighties. We've called him the Hall Monitor. He's Jesse Nelson. Like, he's just, I'm Jesse Nelson. Kyle, you're Jesse Nelson.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. What happens when you mix a 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year with a Packers Hall of Famer?
I'm not going to get into the Kringle turnover game, so that's what it needs to be. I think his legs. Yeah.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Like the pastry. Are you guys being serious? You guys can't put two.
I got it. I could not get it.
They don't call themselves Racine Danish turnover.
Sorry. Sometimes I wonder about you two, man.
Catch him from 9 to noon right here on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
They say seeing is believing, and when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sports book, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
Woo! Hey, this is Ben Brust from Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin. People can't stop screaming about the Screamin' Sicilian frozen pizza, and no wonder. There's plenty to scream about, like the buttery stone-fired crust, secret recipe tomato sauce, mounds of whole milk mozzarella, and tons of premium toppings. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer and find out for yourself why Sport called Screamin' Sicilian's Holy Pepperoni frozen pizza the best of the best. Screamin' Sicilian, taste what all the screaming is about.
Whether you're about to graduate high school or have been in the workforce for years, it's time to take control of your future. Welcome to Lakeland University, where you call the shots. We use our flexible learning formats to customize your degree path. In-person, online, and virtual classes are all available. Lakeland University is designed around you, your goals, your schedule, your future. You can even earn up to 25% of your degree via paid work experiences. Ready to take control of your future? Let us customize an education to fit your needs. Visit lakeland.edu/ESPN to learn more.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by UW Credit Union. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you. Proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years. Hop in or hop online at uwcu.org to join. Another chance to make some noise, silenced by a rough fourth quarter. Wisconsin falling to number 3 Penn State 28-13 Saturday night. An opportunity to shine in prime time, but the lights just too bright. Luke Fickell on the Badgers' shortcomings.
You said the same thing 14-13
start the fourth quarter. You take it right now because that's the position we want to train ourselves to be in. Unfortunately, we couldn't take advantage of obviously an incredible atmosphere and to finish the thing off and be able to execute when it counts the most.
Wisconsin drops to 5-3 overall and 3-2 in Big Ten play. Next up, another Saturday night slot at Iowa.
Pella's windows and doors feature durable materials, custom colors, and innovative features like shades between the glass. Get 0% interest for up to 36 months at PellaWI.com.
Cousins Subs is spicing things up this fall with a new sub and a delicious shake. The Chipotle Cheesesteak Sub with either grilled-to-order chicken or steak features pepper jack cheese, sautéed green peppers and onions, jalapenos, and Chipotle ranch dressing. And that's not all. Pair your Chipotle Cheesesteak with a new pumpkin pie shake and your taste buds will fall in love. Order in-store, online, or via the mobile app. Cousins Subs. We believe in better.
This is Kevin Van Rossum, president of 3 Tree Marketing. If your company is struggling to create a buzz or just looking for a new way to stand out, our team is here to help point you in the right direction. We'll assist you in building your brand and prove we truly know what works. Experts at 3 Tree can build a one-of-a-kind gifting experience that can set your brand apart and show how much you value your customers as well as your employees. At 3 Tree Marketing, we chase partners, not orders. Visit 3treemarketing.com to learn more about what we can do for you.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
(903776) is the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Alex Stroh running the show. You can see our beautiful faces on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. What's wrong, Stroh?
You're grinning at me. I don't know why.
I am. I'm trying to keep up with the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line.
No. What'd you just realize?
Nothing.
Okay. Did your mic work that whole time?
It was on. Jimmy Q down?
It was on. How long was it on for?
Was it on the entire break?
Sure was.
His mic was on the entire break?
Did I say a word?
No.
No, I don't think we all said a word.
Did you know it was on?
Yeah, I turned it off on my end.
Oh, well, then there it is.
Everything's fine.
Were you trying to be a parent, trying to teach him a hard lesson?
No, he was doing his job. What do you want, credit? You want a Snickers for doing your job?
Actually, yes. It's Halloween week. You probably have Snickers.
I do not have Snickers. I do have some Twix at home.
Was trick-or-treating in your neck of the woods yesterday?
Yes.
How'd it go?
It went fantastic. Shout out to baby girl in the big size candy, full size.
Oh, that's the way to do it. That's the way to do it.
She did king size, not me.
Oh, why not you?
Or full size.
What do you mean not you?
I disagree
He's
with
cheap.
it. I disagree
We
with
know
it.
this.
But the kids were very happy.
I bet kids were coming here because I remember when I was a kid, if I found out king-size candy bars.
Did you go change into a different costume to go get more?
Costumed up.
Nah,
Did you
really?
Yeah.
I would have remembered. See, you were probably doing that when you were too old. Pirates booties.
As in
Veggie
the
sticks.
popcorn?
Yeah.
So you're
Veggie sticks.
King-size candy.
You're giving
and
out
salty
hold on.
options?
Yeah.
Hold on. You're giving out veggie sticks?
The kids love veggie sticks nowadays. They grew up on it.
Oh, those are disgusting.
They're gross to me, but the kids love them. They grew up on it. So
What's wrong with society?
We had all type of options. Yeah, sweet and salty.
Veggie sticks.
Veggie sticks. They're colorful.
Oh, like the chips.
All right,
yeah, those are pretty good.
I'm gonna do a quick timeout here because I was gonna get into some more Packers conversation, but now that we're on this whole Halloween thing at 1:00 in all these neighborhoods,
Do I get a Snickers?
I'll bring you.
We'll find you one. Yeah, we'll find you a Snickers. Getting a little hangry back there. These kids are rude.
Uh-oh.
What do you mean?
Rude.
Rude. RUDE. Rude.
Maybe you're old now.
I was over at a friend's house who had a bucket of candy set out.
Cool.
And as some of these kids came up to the candy bowl, this is all you got?
Oh, wow.
Oh.
You don't have any sugar candy, just chocolate?
What was the lineup of candy? Was it respectable candy?
Snickers, Twix, Milky Way, some Dum-Dums.
Oh, Milky Ways and Dum-Dums. I see why this candy was trash. I would have been digging it through that box. Like, where's the good stuff at?
Yeah, okay, but
Snickers are good.
Would you have an attitude or would you just take one and move on?
I mean, I got home training, so I probably would have took one and probably moved on, or I would have said no.
What do you say to these kids who in front of your face are making fun of the candy that you have?
You take the criticism. Maybe that should be a critique for next year. Get some better candy.
No, you say, you know what? You don't have to take one. Go ahead, don't take one.
Gonna be so prideful.
You're not being forced to take any of this trash candy. Why don't you go ahead and move along?
What's the point of putting trash
this
candy
is so
out there?
funny that Brad's trying to act all tough. He would never say that. He'd be like, "Oh, hang on, let me go in my house if I see got something else in the estate
Let's see,
for
we
you."
got some better candy. The kids said it's trash.
What do you little whippersnappers need?
Exactly. That's what you should be trying to see. If you're going to participate in the festivities of Halloween, you should be definitely giving the kids some candy that they can appreciate, some treat they can appreciate.
Protein powder.
Yeah. You guys ever tried?
Do you want sugar-free candy?
Have you ever tried oatmeal before, boys? You ever tried oatmeal?
Yeah, they would be
I'll
highly
whip you
upset.
up some.
They'd be highly upset.
All of a sudden, it's November 1st, and there's eggs all over the Nortman estate.
So here's the thing: is I know that inside the house there was more candy. But after I heard that, I was like, this isn't my house. I'm not going to go get them candy for being rude in front of the faces.
I'm team kids.
You're team kids?
No,
team kids.
There's no excuse for that.
No,
behavior.
love the kids.
I'm team kids because I think there was a realization. They knew they got trash candy. I remember as a kid, anytime I saw some Dum Dums or Milky Way, still to this day, I'm not eating no Milky Way. I'd be like, this house has terrible candy.
That's a bad take.
You know
terrible
what, though?
Candy.
Kyle, if you think Gen Z is a problem, this young generation, this is how they're approaching trick-or-treat, and free candy, boy, our civilization is going to be in trouble.
They know what they want. They understand what's good and what's not. That's what we need. We need a generation that can identify immediately what trash is, and they see that the candy that they had at whatever party Ben went to was trash candy. You need to have good candy. You need to compete. Everybody wants to be the good house on the block. You want to be the candy house on the block.
But then abandon all politeness in the act?
Well, these kids might be a little rude and direct, but that's how we need to be sometimes nowadays.
Can I add to this weird whole Halloween thing? I learned that in my fiance's city in towns of St. Louis, you would go knock on the door and you'd have to make a joke in order to get a piece of candy.
Yeah, that's a big thing in St. Louis, Google tells me.
Isn't that the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard? She was telling us that it was strange that the kids would come up and say trick or treat and they would have to do anything to get the candy.
So, do they even say trick or treat in St. Louis? Or do they just open the door and say, okay, let's hear it?
Knock, knock.
Yeah, you just hear like okay, go ahead, go. Say something.
I'm assuming they just have the same joke for every house, right?
Yeah, you got to.
I mean, go. I mean, this seems a little odd to make kids.
Isn't it weird?
Really working for that candy, little odd.
It's a little odd.
Kids telling random adults jokes at their doorstep.
Don't like
kind
it.
of bizarre.
Yeah, it's the 21st century now. It's a weird world we live in. I don't think that is acceptable,
Hey, guys.
especially with the predators we have out there.
What does a ghost panda eat? Bamboo.
That's a couple extra pieces of candy for you, kid. That's a good one.
Bad joke, good delivery.
What does a house wear to a Halloween party? A dress.
That's actually pretty good, too.
I don't get it.
Address? Your address.
Kid up in there was so funny. That was hilarious.
That was pretty good.
What's a witch's favorite school subject? Spelling.
This is good.
This is pretty good.
Hey, I'm not going to lie. You get some decent delivery on these. Come on, give me one more.
Each one of these would get more candy.
I got one for you. This one's good. Why are graveyards so noisy? Because of all the coffin.
Oh,
that was the worst one. Yeah,
that was the worst one. You got me really excited for it.
That was good.
Y'all want to know yesterday?
What do you call a fake noodle? An impasta?
It's funny. So I come home yesterday because I was out of the state. So I come home and baby girl's sitting in the window.
Cool. Baby girl.
She didn't want
you didn't talk about baby girl.
Yeah, baby girl sitting in the window. Everybody outside got fire pits and doing that. She said, "Nah, we're not doing that." So she's sitting inside the house and she calls me and said, "I don't know why the kids aren't stopping here. I'm in the window." I'm like, "Well, it's probably because everybody else is outside in their yards that they don't know." So I get home and I come save the day. I see. I had to be very careful about this now. I said, "Hey," some little girls walk by, teenagers. I said, I said, "Y'all want some candy?" I said, "The woman in the window, you see her? She can give you some candy. Y'all want some?" Because I didn't want to be weird about it.
You did that?
I am running for my life.
You were weird about it.
Yeah, well,
I don't want to be weird about it, but hey, you want some candy?
Hey, kids.
Free candy.
Yeah, I was very
You see that lady in the window? I trapped her.
Just jump in the van quick.
I was concerned because I'm like, I know baby girl is upset because she's been talking about this stupid Halloween for like the past month. And so for her to be sitting in the house watching kids walk past the house all the time, I said, I can't go into this house and she's sad. I got to save the day.
Did those kids then go to your house?
They stopped off the bikes. They said, yeah, because they saw a woman in the window. So they got off their bikes. They got the candy. I had to be very specific.
That sounds like a title to a novel.
I didn't want to. It does. I don't want to.
Woman in the window.
I didn't want to say these little girls biking, hey, you girls want some candy? That'd be weird. That'd be creepy. Next thing you know, their dads would be at my house trying to whoop my ass. So I had to be like, hey, the woman in the window has the candy. And so then the kids started seeing that this house was a candy house, and they were loving it. But I had to get it going, man.
How did the Scarecrow
adventure.
get promoted?
I don't know. I just have this vision of Kyle yelling at kids like, hey, there's a woman over there. She wants to get the candy.
I did to a couple groups.
A couple groups?
Well, because then it slowed down.
By the way, the Scarecrow got promoted because he was outstanding in his field.
Oh,
wow. That's actually really good. So, Kyle, you're the hype man for the Wallace household.
No, for the woman in the house with the candy.
The woman in the window.
Baby girl's hype man.
Do you know how we all have women. Do you know how disappointing it is?
We all have women.
We do. Do we not have women?
We're all with women.
We're in a relationship.
I'm sorry, let me be PC. We're all in a partnership with a woman. And so, you know how sad it is when they get all excited about something and then it doesn't go as planned, and you go and they're all negative, not negative.
You got to save the day.
You got to save the day.
You step up. You step up
in the
for your
Wallace
girl.
household, all the Wallace women is happy. We only have one in my house. She's not a Wallace, so I guess. Yet.
Buenas noches, Chicago!
Tell us about Carbless.
Oh, I would love to. Because we're talking about Halloween. I know what I'm going to be doing on Halloween. I'm going to be sitting back, and as Sporty Spice, as Lexi's giving out candy, I'm going to be sitting on my couch and drinking Carbless. This fall, man, there is always a situation, always an occasion for you to grab a nice cold Carbless. There's something for everybody when it comes to flavors. For me, I've been getting back into the classic cocktail world, whether it be Paloma, Mojito, my favorite, Margarita, or whether it be all the fruit flavors like black raspberry, lemon lime, cranberry. Something about cranberry in the fall, especially as we're approaching Thanksgiving, that cranberry really hits. And not only that, it's a guilt-free experience. If you're trying to work out, you're trying to eat healthy, we're getting to the age where you still want to kick back, relax, have yourself a delicious cocktail, but you can't indulge the way you used to with some of these sugary beverages or things like that. That's not Carbless. Carbless is guilt-free because it's gluten-free, carb-free, sugar-free. That means guilt-free. Only 100 calories per can, less carbonation, made right here in the great state of Wisconsin. Even just describing it makes me want to go home and have a Monday night Carbless as I watch some football tonight. I think I convinced myself to have a Carbless. Hopefully I convinced you. If you've tried it before, then you already know that Liss is indeed more. Find them at your grocery store nearby and enjoy an ice cold Carbless this fall.
The Packers have avoided a major injury problem, but I'm completely off the idea of sitting Jordan Love if he's even remotely ready to go. I can't.
Really?
It's wrong.
You are off the idea?
Yeah, I was having the idea that we should potentially sit him and give him those 20 days before the Bears with the bye.
Now you want him to play?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It would be such a loser move to sit him.
Say it with a little bit more conviction.
The Packers would be losers if they didn't go attack the number one team in the division.
There we go.
In 2 minutes.
It's time for the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart, located at 16th and National in Milwaukee. National Liquor Mart is packed with deals for all your beverage needs, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily.
A tough weekend for the Bucks, starting with the home opener on Friday night. Despite 66 points combined from Damon Giannis, they fell to the Bulls 133-122. And that continued on Sunday night as they started a road trip in Brooklyn by giving up 32 points to Cam Thomas in a loss to the Nets.
Cam Thomas wasn't going to miss. He knocks down the three, and look, it's pretty simple. One team's hitting shots like that, and you are not. It is going to be a tough night no matter who you're playing in this league.
Things don't get any easier tonight. The Bucks are visiting the reigning champion Boston Celtics. Tip-off set for 6:30.
This has been the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat and tastiest treats. Now through Wednesday, save on 5.95 to 8-ounce selected variety Sargento Deli-style cheese slices, 2 for $6. 128-ounce pale selected varieties Blue Ribbon frozen dairy dessert, $5.99. 18 to 24.6-ounce selected varieties Vandecamp's fish, $4.99. 7 to 16-ounce selected varieties Barilla pasta, 2 for $3.
I am starving.
Oh no, never walk into a Century when you're hungry.
Unless it's free sample day. Ooh, oh, pizza, yes. I'd love to try that one.
My husband thinks he can make a meal out of grocery store samples.
Need to wash this down. I think I see someone handing out samples in the liquor department.
Geez, can we focus on our list?
What's this?
It says you can win 2 tickets to Green Bay's home game against San Francisco November 24th.
Or autographed footballs, or a 4-pack of Green Bay Hall of Fame tickets.
You have to enter through Century's Facebook or Instagram.
I'll be entering this on my phone in the deli next to that cheese sample station.
I'm shopping at Century alone next time.
Enter by November 6th.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN. The Wisconsin On Demand app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
The Green Bay Packers won 30-27. And within an hour and 5 minutes of our show, all I can think about is the Detroit Lions.
What?
What do you mean, what?
All you think about is the Lions, huh? You can't even bask in the joy of winning.
You couldn't even bask in the joy of it.
I wasn't thinking about the Lions. I was more frustrated about some things. I was satisfied in the sense of they won, but I wasn't satisfied with the performance.
I'm not going to lie. When the Packers were playing the Jags, I was keeping my other eye on the Lions game, and I saw them whooping on the Titans, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Like, how could you not think about it?
I mean, I want to shift my focus.
What could you possibly clean up from a Jacksonville game that would have that much of an impact against what is a top 2 team in the NFL?
Yeah, I think just taking steps in the right direction. But overall, I mean, I just think the Green Bay Packers just have to be a better team, right? They have to be overall a better football team in order to win that football game, period.
Let's go to Ainsley in Milwaukee, 800-990-3776. And the idea of resting Jordan Love if he's not 100%, where you at with this?
Well, somebody got Snickers bar for Strophy first.
Oh, that's why I went upstairs. I'll get it next break.
Yeah, okay. And Benny Biceps needs to calm down, and just my opinion. This isn't our Super Bowl.
Biceps.
It's not Chicago versus Green Bay regular season Super Bowl for Chicago. You're going to hate this, Ben, but I think we punt this weekend. We walk into our bye. We go NBA load management scenario with all the injuries. I think, it's us and the Lions. That's what it's going to be. I think I saw today that 0.5 point difference in Vegas right now if both teams are fully healthy, Lions-Packers. Better defense this year, cooking on offense. I think the missing pieces we trade Ben Nestor-Smith, Gary, if we could, but the contract, and then we grab something. We acquire something, we trade something. Lastly, I'd like my name to get changed to Beads in Milwaukee.
Beads in Milwaukee.
Beads, by the way.
All right.
Yeah, where are the beads, by the way?
They are in the mail. I put them in the mail today, so it'll be there today or tomorrow.
And nobody told you no?
What do you mean nobody told me no? I just had to add extra postage.
So did you go to the post office?
Postage?
Yes. Yeah, because
when you took it to the post
weight
office,
of it.
That's what this post office said?
Yes.
Oh, man. And stamps just went up to 60
Are
or
you
76.
lying to us?
No.
How much did it cost more? Oh, you
He is ranked. You haven't gone to the post office
I
yet.
still have them at my desk, damn it.
Well, let's take care of
I
it.
knew he was lying to us.
Wait, are they done?
They're done.
Okay, well,
Because you said, I'm going to finish these that one night.
I will gladly drop them off.
But you're just going to need some extra money.
Hell, I'm gonna, if I drop them off, I need extra money. I'm going to say, I'll take them back. Let me.
Mr. Wallace, there to ship these. It's another $40.
No, we'll take a look because I have a nice little post office not too far from the crib.
Okay, I would love for that.
Cool. Actually, you have a post office next to you too.
Doesn't matter. I did the whole thing, and you guys said you would help somebody do something.
I don't even want to get in that because you declined to
You
take
made
help.
your bed. You have to do it.
What have you done?
I told you I wasn't going to do much.
And exactly.
And I bought the initial
You've
beads.
done
Thank
nothing.
you very much.
What happened to me licking the
Dang, you
envelope?
did something.
Yeah, are they licked?
Are they licked yet?
I gave it to an intern.
Oh, He got the lick instead of me.
Wow.
He taped them.
No, he didn't.
Like my grandpa sending me a
Did
note.
he lick them as well, or just tape
I have
them?
no idea. I'm just glad. All I had to do, for those who missed it, I have declared, despite my anger today, because I want this team to win a Super Bowl, is that I believe that they're going to find their way to New Orleans. And with that, that's why I'm a little bit anxiously scared of the Lions game. So with that, we did get a bunch of addresses. I bought a bunch of beads. We put the letter together declaring that we're going to New Orleans. Everybody that texted in or tweeted, I had put 3 beads, a letter, and wrote the address on from all of that, and boom, everything is taped up. It just needs to be taken to the post office. And I feel like this bid has been going for way too long.
Honesty hour real quick?
Yeah.
How many do you feel like you missed?
None on the text line, none on Twitter. The only thing I can think of is if they texted 844-770-3776 in Madison. I did not see those.
Not bad.
Sean and BD, what do you got on Love playing this weekend?
Hi, guys. Obviously it's going to depend on what they see on that MRI. If he's hobbled like he was yesterday, it might be Malik Willis has shown he can do it, so it might be in our best interest to kind of rest Jordan Love. And I don't know, they could win by a field goal for the rest of the year, and I'll be happy. Every single game, field goal, rest of the year, guess what? We're Super Bowl champions. McManus, thank God, that guy's 5 for 5. Although it says 3 for 3, but he keeps kicking field goals when they call timeouts. Anyways, I thought they did well. Josh Jacobs did what he needed to do to help the Packers on a day that Jordan Love was hurt. Defense, we can still ramp that up a bit. But anyways, I'm not happy with the Badgers. I'll end it there.
Weird. I'm not happy with the Badgers either, Sean. But I don't know. I'm confused by that call. Maybe he's the rose-colored green and gold glasses that we...
What was that noise he made there at the end?
He's not happy with the Badgers. He wanted to sneak it in there. I ain't mad at him. I didn't get to watch the game.
I was there, and I was very disappointed. 800-990-3776. I do want to get back to Beads from Milwaukee's point about load management, because I thought that was fascinating. Because, all right, let's be honest here.
All right. Let's be honest.
The first half of the show...
Yep.
I was thinking to myself, hey, this might not be a bad thing to give Jordan Love time after the knee, after the groin.
Yep, you did say that.
Then I was like, I ain't no female dog. Like,
oh wow, oof.
Come on now, like this the
oh, a female's dark like that, huh?
But this is the Lions, guys. They're the best team in the NFC. Like we can't just back down.
But there's also a level of this is the Lions. So if they get after Love and there's a risk of re-injury, I want Love back for the Bears, 49ers, Dolphins, Lions.
You're soft.
I know, but that's you got to think sometimes in terms of softness. Sometimes softness is the right way to go. Don't you want to be a little bit soft with Jordan Love?
No, I do believe
everyone put their stamp on right now. You can't change your mind the rest of the week because I've done it twice in the first 2 hours. I know. I'm setting the expectations now. Jordan Love, 20 days to rest before the Packers play the Bears. Yay or nay?
Yay. Rest. Wait. Don't play him. Let him be fully ready for the Bears.
Yeah, if Jordan Love is hampered or hobbled out there, he can't be 100% himself. He doesn't put the Packers in a position to win. So I say go ahead and rest him because I know what the Detroit Lions have on defense, and they don't have Aiden Hutchinson. And I know they're going to struggle with the pass rush. You put a guy back there that is going to be versatile, can run the ball, different threats, stress the defense, and he's shown he can complete passes a little bit. I'll go with Malik.
Got to play him. You can't lay down and let them.
So if he's 70%, you want to play him.
Yeah, this is football.
What if he?
Are you saying you just have the Aaron Rodgers game plan, take out a pistol and don't move?
Yeah, all he does is sit back and throw too. I mean, yes, I know he can roll out, make plays, but Malik Willis ain't winning against the Detroit Lions.
You don't know that.
I don't know.
You don't know that.
Come on, Strofe.
Listen, he's won you 3 games.
What are we doing here?
Malik Willis
the Colts, the Jaguars, and the Titans.
He's beat really
This is the best team in the NFL.
No,
Yeah,
it comes down to what your defense can do. If your defense
the defense is going to have to win it.
Exactly. If your defense can
And they
keep
just
it.
gave up 10 points in the last 5 minutes against the Jaguars without Brian Thomas and Christian Kirk.
Yeah, exactly. Malik Willis ain't winning you the game. He certainly won't lose you the game, given what we've seen from him through 2.5 games.
Pull that stroke.
But do you believe in the defense after allowing Trevor Lawrence to go for 300 yards?
But that's the
do you
thing.
believe in the defense after seeing what running backs have been able to do for them when Detroit has the best 1-2 punch in the league at running back? Do you believe in Matt LaFleur to do it again with Malik Willis offensively? Can Josh Jacobs repeat what he's done?
Absolutely.
When Love's been out.
Absolutely. I think they can.
You probably need to score, 30 to win?
No, if you got to
30?
if you got to score 30, you're not winning.
Jordan Love can do that.
But you have to do that. The Vikings scored what?
That falls,
29.
And they didn't win.
And they lost.
That falls on the defense. If you're talking about we got to score more than 23 points in this game, then absolutely the Packers aren't going to win. So that falls on the defense, and what can you do? That's why when I look at this game, I'm concerned about Jordan Love's health because he's a franchise quarterback. But more importantly, I need to see what's going to happen
lead with Love and play Willis. It don't work like that.
It does not.
This is Cuckoo Monday.
It does not. But that's why my concern is not so much with Jordan Love. It's more on the defensive side of the football. I need to make sure Jair Alexander may be able to go. I need to make sure Evan Williams is back, right? These are the guys that I need to see there because more importantly, I think defensively, that is the thing that's going to win you the ball game, whether Jordan Love plays or he doesn't play. Because we know if he does play, he's not going to be 100%. We know if he doesn't play, it's going to be Malik Willis out there. That's why it's imperative that your defense is as healthy as possible to give you the best opportunity to beat Detroit on Sunday. So that's why I truly believe the Packers can win if the defense shows up to play.
800-990-3776. Put your stamp right now. This will change, even though he said it's not going to. Do you believe Jordan Love should play, or do you rest him for 20 days to make sure that he is as healthy as he can be, despite the fact that they play the Lions on Sunday? You need him long term. Load management Packers, or let it ride with Love on Sunday. 800-990-3776. We'll take your texts. We'll take your calls on the other side. We will not, because Jason Wilde is next. Let's go to Ryan in Milwaukee. 800-990-3776.
Yeah, hey, I'm wondering, has Malik Willis earned like a change of pace package, like a few snaps a game, just throw him in there, see if he can run a little bit? Has he shown enough? I guess that's my question.
I personally don't like taking out your quarterback ever if it's a quarterback one. He's a great backup, but you would believe that a healthy Jordan Love is always a better option than Malik Willis, even if it's a third and short or whatever else that you think you can take advantage of a running quarterback, a quarterback that can do different things. A healthy Jordan Love is 100 out of 100 times better than Malik Willis, even with small packages.
Yeah, nope, not doing it. I'm not taking my franchise quarterback off the field. We don't do that here in Green Bay.
Jason Wilde joins us next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
I think it's clear.
Yeah, and if Doc replicates what Booty did last year, or all, I'm saying
Come on, guys. His name is Coach Bud.
If he replicates
Coach Booty,
what Coach Bud
on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We're starting off with a relatively okay ride. Little heavy on southbound 43 between Hampton and Capitol. Westbound 94 is going to be a bit slow from just east of 27th Street out towards Mitchell Boulevard. The rest of the system actually looking pretty good. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, partly cloudy, isolated showers, very mild, windy, a low of 58. Weather is brought to you by the Corners of Brookfield. Head to the Corners for all of your gifting needs and find something for everyone at any of their 30-plus restaurants and retailers. thecornersofbrookfield.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
What's going on, Hoops fans? It's Ben Brust from Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. The season is back, and that means it's Palermo's tip-off week here on 94.5 ESPN. Big shows, big guests, and big prizes are here for the season starting. When the Bucks win their first game, you can win up to 10 free pizzas. Just sign up after the final buzzer. Watch and win big during Palermo's tip-off week on 94.5 ESPN. Full contest and big week details at ESPNWisconsinContest.com. Happy basketball season from 94.5 ESPN and Palermo's Pizza.
There's only one store that gives you every possible choice in diamonds.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Here's what Tammy Baldwin thinks about President Trump and you.
Donald Trump might be one of the most offensive and hateful and unacceptable presidential candidates we've ever had. So what does that say about the people who support him?
Tammy Baldwin is a liberal snob. Voter out.
I'm Eric Hovde, candidate for U.S. Senate, and I approve this message. Join my team and give today.
Visit WisconsinVictoryJFC.com to give today. Paid for by Wisconsin Victory Committee.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by UW Credit Union. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you. Proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years. Pop in or hop online at uwcu.org to join. Another chance to make some noise, silenced by a rough fourth quarter. Wisconsin falling to number 3 Penn State 28-13 Saturday night. An opportunity to shine in prime time, but the lights just too bright. Luke Fickell on the Badgers' shortcomings.
You said the same thing, 14-13 start the fourth quarter. You take it right now, because that's the position we want to train ourselves to be in. Unfortunately, we couldn't take advantage of obviously an incredible atmosphere and to finish the thing off and be able to execute when it counts the most.
Wisconsin drops to 5-3 overall and 3-2 in Big Ten play. Next up, another Saturday night slot at Iowa.
Pella's windows and doors feature durable materials, custom colors, and innovative features like shades between the glass. Get 0% interest for up to 36 months at PellaWI.com.
At Fleet Farm, we're serious about offering whatever you need at the best prices guaranteed. Big things, little things, everything. Like Diamond Crystal Solar Salt for only $4.79 a bag. Or 25 pounds of black oil sunflower seed for $9.99. And 40 pounds of Litter Delight cat litter is on sale now for just $8.99. And as always, if you happen to find it for less, we'll match it. So stock up on everything you need for everyday life at Fleet Farm. All at the best prices guaranteed.
Experience, knowledge, and results. That's what you need when you've been in a serious truck accident. Call Gruber Law Offices. We've successfully helped people injured by big trucks for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
I feel so stuck.
The Veterans Crisis Line is here for you. Dial 988, then press 1 to call.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year.
How can a proud alumnus say such slanderous, blasphemous things?
Holding everybody accountable.
I don't remember you as a great passer, quite frankly. Hey-o.
Jason Wilde is on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Tell me now, do you want it? 'Cause these dancing feet don't cry.
Was that you or Ashton Rotman?
That was me.
Shout out to Alex Strofe running the show. It's Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin with our brand new introduction. Hit it. Introduction of Jason Wilde. Here, Jason, on Wilde and Tausch, 9 to noon across these very stations. What do you think of his work, Jason?
Well, I feel like I'm pretty nice to you guys sometimes too, especially to Brad and Kyle. So, you know, I don't want to be depicted as some sort of bully that picks on you, but it sounds a little bit like I'm getting after you. And I'm a big Ben Brust fan. Was I a fan of certain behaviors? No, I was not. But overall, am I a fan? Yes, I am.
Add that. I'm a big Ben Brust fan. I just heard it.
No, Jason.
Yeah.
One of our company's core values is honesty. Jason, that didn't sound very honest.
It's totally honest. No. Was I pissed with some of his antics? Absolutely. But as I learned at St. Paul's Lutheran School in West Dallas, Wisconsin, and Martin Luther High School in Greendale, Wisconsin, love the sinner, hate the sin.
Oh,
and that's how I am.
Amen.
I'm sounding like Malik Willis. Did you hear that clip yesterday from Malik Willis?
Nuh-uh.
I don't know. I feel like as a Christian, I can use it in a story, but I'm still a little leery of it. Like, I don't want to make, Christians mad at me. But he said, I haven't really done much compared to Jesus, I haven't done anything.
Hey, that's true.
You got to get on Homer's YouTube show.
Puts things into perspective.
I mean, yeah,
I can relate.
Yeah, did you turn water into wine? No. Did you feed the multitude with the fish and the bread? No. Did you die on the cross? No. But hey, you're playing pretty damn good football, and you deserve credit for that, Malik.
This is fantastic from Jason Moldy, joining us here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. I don't know how I'm supposed to ask a question because he's just rolling. You got anything more you just want to roll with? But I do have something for you if you don't.
It doesn't have to be biblical. I mean, we can get into a whole discussion of where I feel like Christianity is at today. Maybe I'll save that for My Faith with Homer and Pip, part 2.
Yeah,
what do you want to talk about?
I think that'd be wonderful. As it pertains to the 20 to 21 days in between now and what would be the Bears game, obviously Jordan needs to be healthy, but I want this team to go against the Lions because I don't want the Lions to have any mental advantage of they're scared, they're not ready for us. Because the Lions, to me, I think they're the best team in the NFL, hands down. I know they lost straight up. I know how those things go, when you don't beat the opponent you play. But the last 3 weeks, they have been dominant. And with the recent injuries to the Green Bay Packers, they're not going to be full strength. So there is an opportunity for an NFL load management here. Where are you on this injury? Sit Jordan Love. He's got a groin. He's got a knee. Or attack it because you're playing to be in first place at the NFC North. I'm juggling this in my head, Jason.
That was a lot of questions. Let me try and take them one at a time if I can remember them. But let me start with this first. I'll give you an example of how you can lose a game and still have the mental advantage. So I would wipe away your suggestion that, let's say the Packers play the Lions with Malik Willis at quarterback, and then they would have some sort of psychological advantage because they beat the Packers at Lambeau. Obviously, you don't want to lose to them, and you really don't want to then have to go into that game in Detroit the Thursday after Thanksgiving Thursday, feeling like, hey, we can't lose this, or then they've got the tiebreaker on us and everything else. But in 2010, back when I traveled for everything, I remember them going into Atlanta and losing. And it was the most confident, borderline cocky, losing locker room I have ever been in. Like the message, and I remember writing it, if the old ESPN Wisconsin, if I can come up with the archive, I'll send it to you. But it was basically, hey, if we got to play these guys again, we're going to beat them. And then we all know that that's exactly what the 2010 team did. I mean, they housed them in their own house in the divisional round. And that was a number 1 seed that was 14-2 in the regular season. So, do you want to win the game? Obviously. Would you love Jordan Love to be deemed healthy enough to play? Obviously. But if he's not, and Malik Willis plays, and Malik Willis isn't quite as magical as he's been in the 3 games that he's played extensively, and the Lions win, I definitely don't think that's the end of the world. And I would definitely say, look, they're going to see him sooner or later again, whether it's another regular season matchup or a regular season and a playoff matchup. So that part of it, that wouldn't be why I would decide whether or not to play Love or not. Now, I asked the same question as you, basically, Ben, and Matt LaFleur, he wasn't a jerk about it, but he was like, look, if Jordan's healthy enough to play, he's playing. So there's no thought process of, he's close, and if it was a playoff game, we'd play him, but it's not a playoff game, so let's give him this week and the bye week and then a full week heading into that Bears game on November 17th and play it safe with him. You've seen the reporting from the NFL Network, who clearly talked to Love's agent, Matt LaFleur. I don't know where they're getting that information. I better not be from in here. Yeah, I don't think that Flea and Nate Weir were calling Ian Rappaport to give him a heads up on the health. But I'm sure it was Love's agent that said, look, it's not major. He'll be day-to-day. Maybe he can play this week. Maybe he can't. But I am a risk-averse person by nature, and the one thing I don't want him to do, just like I was when he missed the 2 games with the knee, is if it's borderline, have him play, and then really, like, it's a blessing that it's not more severe, right? Like, if he had torn the groin off the bone like Tausch once did in the Metrodome, that's a really long injury, and you don't want to try and play with him without him for a month or 6 weeks. So there's part of me that is more inclined to say, okay, he's healthy enough that if it was win or go home, we'd let him play because he wants to play. But because it's not, and there's a heck of a lot of football still to be played, we're not gonna push him on this, and we're gonna give him that time. I'm with you in that thought process. I think that's the right decision if it's a question. Now, if it's mild enough that they're like, no, he can definitely play, then, hey, no holds barred, let him go. But I'm not sure, based on watching him yesterday, that by next Sunday he's going to be so much better that it's not an issue. I doubt that to be the case.
Jason, this Packer team, they find themselves for a 6-2 football team quite often in one-score games, right? Because I would imagine a lot of 6-2 teams, like the Detroit Lions who are 6-1, they steamroll teams. But the Packers find themselves in games that are determined by one score. In fact, 6 out of the 8 have been determined by one score. Now, they are 4-2, so that's a good thing. But do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing that this team is playing in one-score games? Good thing being, hey, they're developing and being in close games and finding ways to win. That's important. But close games in a bad way being, man, they're just living life too dangerously.
Yeah, that's interesting, Brad. Like, I think back to the Vikings a couple years ago, right? They went 11-0 in one-score games. 11-0. That doesn't happen. The odds are against you, and they will flip on you, and you'll regress to the mean sooner or later. And that's exactly what happened to them, right? The following year, last year. So,
when they lost to Daniel Jones.
Yeah, they lost a ton of games last year.
I meant when they had that
the
playoff differential crazy statistic. I think they lost Jones. I digress.
Yeah. It's 2022. Yep. So look, I think it's obviously great for your development as still a young team to be able to win close games. Obviously, yesterday it was not a one-score game when they went up 27-17 and then couldn't put the Jaguars' lights out at that point. But yeah, I'm not too worried about that. Like, they steamrolled the Cardinals, who I still don't believe are good, even though they've won on back. They basically Brandon McManus their last 2 games too, winning on walk-offs. And what's the other game that wasn't?
It was the Titans.
Game?
The Titans.
Yeah. So I mean, that's great. You should win games against teams that aren't very good by more than one score. And maybe I was wrong about the Jaguars. Maybe they were better than I thought they were. I will say this. I thought Trevor Lawrence, I had a different opinion of Trevor Lawrence after watching him again yesterday. I think there's a chance that maybe he's in a less than desirable situation. Maybe he's not as up and down as I thought he was. But bottom line, it's good however you win, it's good to win, but they have to make sure in the games against the best teams, if they're in a close game, they're making the plays to win the games. And this will be another great example of whether they can do it or not on Sunday.
Jason, are you confident that they can do it on Sunday? After watching the game against the Jags, do you think the Green Bay Packers are a true contender for a Super Bowl title? Are they in the same breath as the Lions or the Chiefs?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're probably the second best team in the NFC right now, the way they're playing, right? And it ebbs and flows throughout the year. And, they went and won a game that they lost their starting quarterback again early in the third quarter. I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at. They owe a lot to Malik Willis, and whether it's him, whether it's Goody trading for him, whether it's the work that Tom Clements and Sean Mannion have done with him on his fundamentals and his footwork, whether it's Matt LaFleur designing offensive game plans that make it easy for him in the 2 games that he started and finding ways to make him succeed. I mean, you guys know this. It's one thing to do it when you're the backup quarterback and you have all week to prepare. It's another thing to go into the game cold and be able to do what he did yesterday. That's next level impressive.
Mm-hmm.
So, but he has saved their season. If they had lost the 3 games he'd played, we'd be looking at what ifs, right? Oh, well, what if Jordan had been healthy? Instead, they started 0-3, and now instead of being 6-2, they're 3-5, and you're wishing that Jordan hadn't gotten hurt because what would have been had Jordan not suffered these injuries? So they're in a really good spot. Some people decided to jinx them by pointing out how fortunate they'd been health-wise. That might have been a mistake by certain members of our show, but again, that's not actually how it works. But they have to find a way, and this will be a challenge. And it would be a challenge anyway. But there's a chance they're not going to have Evan Williams or Jair Alexander on Sunday.
Yeah,
and
not great.
That's not exactly what you're looking for against a team that has scored 172 points over the last 4 games.
That is great stuff from Jason Wilde. Now, real quickly, Jason, we're going to tell everyone about it. How crazy is it that Gina Della turned 60 and is giving the gifts to us?
I still don't believe. I think everything that Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin does, I think, is genuine, authentic advertising. The deals are real. The quality of the windows. I have the brand new one in our front window. It's amazing. We love it. I think her claiming to be 60 is false advertising. I don't believe that she actually is.
I don't believe it either, but we do have to talk about 0 for 60. Thank you, Jason.
All right, guys. Take care. Be good.
0% interest for 60 months. I said it last week. He's on the same page as me. I don't think she's 60.
That's how far Gina's willing to go to give you the deal. She's like, okay. I'll say I'm 60, and we'll just go ahead and do 60 months. Because this deal, 0% down, 0% interest for 60 months to celebrate Gina Della's 60th birthday. Boy, we know that does not come around very often, Ben.
Well, in 10 years, maybe there's 0 for 70. I don't know. 0 for 72. 0 for... she's going to make it to 100. 0 for 100. Gina Della. Well, just get 0 for 60 for her 60th right now. 855-PELA-WI. Tell him that KBN sent you.
KB la la la.
That's Gina herself. 855-PELA-WI or PELAWI.com. I like that with Jason. I actually want to go dive a little deeper into the injury conversation and everything he shared with us. And debrief with Strofe about how he thought the intro went for Jason Wilde next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Ben's pretty good at impersonations.
Hey, he's pretty good.
I
either
crush him
or suck at him.
He's pretty good at faking it.
Yeah, being a faker.
Yeah, that's
exactly what it is.
Well, that's what acting is.
Why can't we come together?
Yeah, you're very creative in faking it. Good job.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We're starting off with a relatively okay ride. Little heavy on southbound 43 between Hampton and Capitol. Westbound 94 is going to be a bit slow from just east of 27th Street out towards Mitchell Boulevard. The rest of the system actually looking pretty good. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast. Tonight, partly cloudy, isolated showers, very mild, windy, a low of 58. Weather is brought to you by the Corners of Brookfield. Head to the Corners for all of your gifting needs and find something for everyone at any of their 30-plus restaurants and retailers. thecornersofbrookfield.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
ESPN Radio Extra Point with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
When it comes to what's next for the New York Jets, I know a guy that actually wants the job. I know a guy that's right down the hall here at the Seaport Studios that will be interested in taking the job. And that guy is Rex Ryan. And when the team is about to go through what they're about to go through for the next couple of seasons, they need somebody that the fan base can believe in, somebody that resonates with the Jets fans, with somebody that knows the defensive side of the ball, because that's where the majority of their talent is. The Jets need to move on from everybody that's in the building now and start with trying to bring back Rex Ryan to get this thing back on track. That the Jets fans could be proud of the product that they were putting on the field.
I said last week I thought Rex Ryan should be the permanent head coach of the Jets. He's the only one that they rally around. They're done. They've been done.
Choosing the right candidates for any office can be difficult.
My office has lots of drama.
My office has its ups and downs.
I share my office. But no matter what kind of office you have, one thing's for certain. If you're hiring, you need ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology finds the most qualified candidates for your roles fast, and you can invite your top choices to apply. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So, for any kind of office,
I'm really going places in my office.
My office has everything you could ever want.
count on ZipRecruiter to find the right candidates for it. Try ZipRecruiter for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The 23rd annual A Novel event is coming. Sharp Literacy's yearly fundraiser will happen on October 30th from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Pfister Hotel. The program will feature a presentation with Code Baby CEO Nori Daroga and elementary students, dinner and a voice auction. Funds raised at A Novel event will support the delivery of Sharp STEAM-based education programs to thousands of K-3 through 5th graders and educators across the Milwaukee, Waukesha, and Racine areas. Find tickets to October 30th's A Novel event at sharpliteracy.org.
It's bird bashing season when you swoop into Potawatomi. Thursdays, you could win up to a wicked 50 grand cash in the Bird Bash Game Show. Just play with your rewards card all October for entries. All Bird Bash entries go towards a December 20th giveaway with a monstrous 300 grand in prizes. Bird Bash makes its bewitching return. Only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Learn more at paysbig.com/birdbash. Must be 21 years old to play.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
It's not Boy Band Wednesday.
It's not. On a Victory Monday, I want this soft music.
I kind of dig it.
On a Wednesday.
It is Victory Monday, brought to you by Palermo's Pizza, Wisconsin's hometown pizza with delicious brands like Palermo's, Connie's, Urban Pie, and Screamin' Sicilian. Palermo's has your game day covered. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, and Alex Stroh.
You want to sing so bad.
How did you see it? Do you see the twinkle in my eye?
It was so obvious.
'Cause I want it that way. Tell me why it ain't nothing but a... Kyle wants to sing too.
I want some turn-up music.
No part of this gets you going.
I mean, I love the song. I love it, but not right now. I want turn-up music.
You're not even that happy about the win, so you're fraudulent. What I do want to know, Brad, is there was a punt in which I saw in the Jacksonville Green Bay Packer game in which this punter was unbelievable.
Man.
I mean, I've never seen a punter like this before. Did you know this punter? Did you know this punter?
73 yards. Yeah, Brad, were you familiar with this game?
Listen. There's a reason
Wait, did you
why
punt for the Jaguars?
There's a reason why the Jaguars cut me and drafted Logan Cook. It's just the truth. And when I saw that guy rip off a 60-plus yard punt in the air and then poof, roll it right out of bounds at the 1 yard line, I said, this is why I am without a job and this man is punting so well. So I got to give him credit. At least at least the Jags' decision is paying off for them. At least they didn't replace me with some scrub. That's all I was thinking. At least it's a guy that's capable to fill the big shadow that I cast on that program.
What were your emotions as you saw him punting and you're like?
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
I was watching. I said, okay, Logan Cook, let's see it.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, former NFL punter, 4 years with the Carolina Panthers, 2 years with the Jaguars, and then
cut. Logan Cook, the guy that punted yesterday and punted excellently. He's a good punter. He consistently is good. And I'm watching.
I noticed.
It's the first. Okay, thank you. And then first punt of the game, I kind of like picked up a little bit on the couch. I was like, okay, here we go. And he punted it, and I saw it fly through the air. They let it go. It sprung out of bounds at the 1, and I went. I sunk right back in the couch. I changed the channel. I said, I need a distraction. I
changed the channel?
I said, I need to watch something else for just a minute.
In the Nortman estate?
In the Nortman estate.
You're the one person in the world that could watch that punt and be personally offended.
I wasn't, I guess maybe personally offended.
Oh, you were.
Semi-accurate. It just stung,
Had a little sting on it.
Yeah. Imagine if we tune in from 2 to 5 on 94.5 ESPN or 100.5 ESPN Madison, and you were tuning to the YouTube, and Ben Brust is not there. He's replaced by somebody else. If you tuned in and some guy's having an awesome segment.
And it's Alex Strofe.
Yeah, you'd be like, that was me. That was me at some point, but no longer. I'm just a washed up.
Yeah, I don't
scrub.
know. I don't. Yours probably would hit a little harder. You're making millions in that position punting,
and it's weird.
Strofe, just I'm not making that over here. So if you're striving for that, you ain't getting it.
I'll go say if you is, and what the hell did that sound?
Right.
Yeah. So I was a little defeated. I'm not gonna lie.
Does it make you feel better that you were replaced by somebody who's really good, though? I mean, but okay.
Yeah, but it's like a hotter, better.
Hey, I mean,
it's like they don't miss me, though. That's the problem.
Yeah, it's been
not
6
missed.
years.
Yeah, it's been 6 years.
You think you're more missed than Carolina? Because that punter's been punting quite a bit.
I'm more remembered in Carolina, at least, because of the Super Bowl run. In Jacksonville, I'm kind of remembered.
Hey, you guys went to the AFC Championship game. You lost to Tom Brady.
That's true. At least I was part of a good teams. But yeah, I think.
Well, didn't your first team get their head coach fired?
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah,
team.
That wasn't my doing though.
You seem indifferent.
I made peace with it.
Alan chimes in with a serious question: has Brad ever seen someone punting that is so bad that he went outside in the backyard to put some kicks and wonder if he still had it?
Can I be honest? Okay, another moment of honesty.
Come on,
particularly that first year I was out, right? So I got released. So 2018 season was the first year that I was like number one, quote unquote, on the free agent punter, depth chart, right?
Wait, you were number one, so teams would call you right away?
Yeah, I had 7 workouts that year. So
damn.
They would call you on Monday and say,
"You lost
we're
it.
We're going to bring you in for a workout. We'll fly you, and you do the workout Tuesday. And if we'll sign you. If not, we're going to send you home." Sometimes it's team just updating their thing. Other times it's like, "Hey, we're thinking about replacing our guy." Not one replacement that year, not one. And when guys would struggle, I'm watching in Jacksonville, right? Guys would struggle. I could hardly bring myself to watch games. That was first of all. When I did,
I feel you.
And there was a shank, I'd go, "Oh no!" It was a Kyle Wallace. I was like, "No, Lexi, turn it off. We gotta go grocery shopping. We gotta do anything other than keep on watching these trash punters punt."
While I'm sitting here at home.
Did you ever shank any?
Oh yeah, I had a 7-yard punt in Chicago.
Oh wow, what happened?
It was late October, right around this time actually. It was late October. We were playing Devin Hester. I was a rookie, so we were playing against Devin Hester.
I don't want this one again.
And the game plan was kick the ball out of bounds. Says, okay, cool, kick the ball out of bounds. My coach even said, "I don't care if it's a short punt. We're not letting him get any return yards."
You want to know what's crazy, Brad, about this story?
What's
12 years ago today, October 28th, 2012. Yeah.
Was it really?
Yeah.
How about that? And so
the
anyway,
Panthers were 1-6. Continue.
You should look up the weather in Chicago that day, Strophe.
Nah,
because it was
those.
20-mile-an-hour winds. Soldier Field sucks for many reasons.
Terrible.
But there's
Ed Hockley was the ref.
There's wind shells.
Good arms.
Yeah.
So on the field it feels one way, on top it's different. So anyway, I took an angle to punt the ball out of bounds, and it was so windy that between drop from my hand to foot making contact,
yikes, Brad.
the ball. Hold on, Strofe.
I'm looking at your stats.
It was a bad game. I was a rookie. I was freaking out. I was punting against Devin Hester. The ball.
I was freaking out. I was punting against Devin Hester.
The ball literally moved. It shifted. The wind took it and went. Whew, And so I barely hit the ball. I barely made contact with it. I almost swung and missed. It went right off the side of my foot, 7 yards. The whole crowd was booing me and laughing. And I will say this. Steve Smith, 2 months ago, he was telling me I can't walk in the aisle and that I can't talk to him, that I can't go to the bathroom. He said to me, he came up to me, he said, "You are capable. You're a great NFL punter. You're going to show it the rest of the game. We believe in you." I was like, "Steve, let's go." I mean, I was kind of like a dog in the corner at that moment. But what were my stats that day, Stroh? They were pretty bad.
You had 3 punts.
Okay.
You had one of 7 yards, as you mentioned.
Yes, 7 yards.
You had one of, your longest was 36 yards.
Okay, I believe.
Is that net or get, was it?
Well, I believe there was no return yards that game, correct?
Correct.
So there we go.
He did his
All
job,
net, baby.
Even a 7 yard.
Your 3 punts totaled 77 yards.
What was my other punt?
Your average, 34. Your average was 25 yards.
He was trying to keep it away from Devin Hester.
Luckily, I improved. That was a bad game, though.
Do you think your NFL career was over after that?
I actually did.
Oh, no, I'm wrong. Devin Hester, 2 punt returns for 11 yards.
Huh.
Oh, you
he
contained him.
must have did the thing where like he caught it on the sideline and he pulled it in. We had like 50 people at that game too because it was the closest game to Wisconsin. Like people live in there. It was a rough game. I'm glad we could relive this all together.
Well, I'm glad it was therapeutic for you.
Yeah.
800-990-3776.
You made it, Brad. You made it.
Brad Nortman, our longtime NFL punter, getting questions from KBN Nation about what it was like to kick to Devin Hester.
Terrifying.
And to watch his replacement in Jacksonville kick one out at the one against the Green Bay Packers yesterday.
Painful.
All that and more. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
You should be happy Pac-Man Jones has had this on his headphones, or he definitely would have pulled up on you.
I think Pac-Man's lucky I didn't have this on my headphones.
Oh, you right.
I would have been.
Right.
I'm really feeling swaggy and confident.
You say, yeah, you're in my space. What you gonna do?
Because even just hearing the song, like for those who on the YouTube, they can see I'm bobbing my head right now. Like this is like okay.
Go ahead, say ski.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
What's going on, Hoops fans? It's Ben Brust from Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. The season is back, and that means it's Palermo's tip-off week here on 94.5 ESPN. Big shows, big guests, and big prizes are here for the season starting. When the Bucks win their first game, you can win up to 10 free pizzas. Just sign up after the final buzzer. Watch and win big during Palermo's tip-off week on 94.5 ESPN. Full contest and big week details at ESPNWisconsinContest.com. Happy basketball season from 94.5 ESPN and Palermo's Pizza.
There's only one store that gives you every possible choice in diamonds.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Who's looking for a deal? Well, Cousin Subs has a better deal just for you. Cousin's new $10 meal deals are now available online only. Choose between a 7.5-inch ham and provolone, turkey breast, or veggie sub, a bag of chips or regular fry, a regular fountain beverage, and cookie at cousinsubs.com or on the mobile app for just $10. Now that's a better deal. Cousin Subs, we believe in better. Available at participating locations only. Offer subject to change without notice.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
What does the skeleton say before dinner? A bon appetit. And why did the ghost go to the bar? For the booze. Yeah, Halloween jokes can be corny. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. Since 1960, we've provided the most spooktacular selection and savings in town. From skull-shaped vodka bottles and pumpkin cream liqueurs to adult trick-or-treat bags and your favorite seasonal wines and beers. We've got the spirits to get you in the spirit. Combine our selection with everyday low prices and 2 convenient locations, and Discount Liquor is the one trick-or-treat stop you can't skip. Discount Liquor, locally owned and family operated with 2 locations, in Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma, and in downtown Waukesha on Barstow and Maine. See all of our specials at DiscountLiquorInc.com.
Discount Liquor.
It's time for the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Experience elite orthopedic care at OAW. Their skilled teams in Pewaukee, Brookfield, and Muckwonago offer tailored treatment for your needs.
The high of opening the season with a win over the 76ers didn't last long for the Bucks, who lost back-to-back games over the weekend, starting with their home opener on Friday night against the Bulls.
Giddey's three-pointer, and that is your story of the game.
paint, touches, rebounds, sets up the three, and Giddey knocks down the 21st three-pointer of the night for Chicago.
A 133-122 loss on Friday night was followed up on Sunday night with a 115-102 loss in Brooklyn to the Nets. Bucks look to turn it around tonight in Boston against the Celtics.
This has been the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Book your appointment today at orthowisconsin.com.
This is Jeff Johnson.
And I'm Jason Johnson.
And together we're part of Johnson & Sons Paving.
Get your parking lot ready now for spring and avoid paying for extra repairs later on.
We'll come out to your property and walk it with you.
Potholes, damaged asphalt, damaged concrete, standing water, you name it. We'll talk to you about your options and fix it.
Plan a budget, set up an overall schedule with Johnson & Sons Paving.
It's all about doing it right the first time. Call us today to schedule a walkthrough and free estimate.
JohnsonandSonsPaving.com.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel neglected or unloved? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Bag filled with bands, gone sexy, do your dance. Get it sexy, get it sexy.
With the best health clubs in Milwaukee and Madison, check out the Princeton Club with millions of dollars being invested to upgrade the facilities. Free childcare with their membership, open 24/7. I stopped by the New Berlin facility, had some great Nespresso after a workout. They have everything. Food, childcare, clean health clubs, pools, basketball courts, tennis courts, workout classes, personal training, you name it, they got it. Check out the Princeton Club for a better tomorrow. Just have that courage to go get a tour, and you will love your experience.
They'll be telling you get it sexy after you're done with that health club.
Ben Brust, Kyle Halls, Brad Nortman. Please don't include that. 800-990-3776. John in Milwaukee, you're up on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Are you here to uplift or to bring Brad down?
Ooh.
I am uplifting here. I got Brad's back on this. I was telling Strophy, I'm an older guy, so I remember the 85 Bears in real time. And in the NFC Championship game, Dale Hatcher was a punter. And the thing that you were talking about is exactly what happened. He went to punt the ball, and the winds kind of messed up. And I'd have to look it up, and I'm driving, so I can't. But I want to say that ball might have gone backwards.
Oh. Well,
you never kicked one backwards?
Never kicked one backwards. 7 yards is indeed my shortest. But see, I'm not the first. I'm not the last. Just like that.
Yeah, Kyle, I'm not going to lie.
KBN, what's the name where you're calling from?
Are you serious right now?
You're on the
on the air.
I heard him coughing. I was like, what's going on? But, what were you going to ask me, though?
KBN, what's your name? Where are you calling from? 800-990-3776. Actually, I just want people to light up the phone lines all next hour because Strofan, he's got some real Monday energy. I'd love for it just to be a Christmas tree of phone lines.
That will be fun. Talking about punting, especially.
Who's on the line? Just tell me. You don't need to type it. Just tell me. Charles in Brookfield, you're here to uplift as well. Here we go.
Uplifting.
Those are the kids. They're very excited. We got great things coming ahead of us. We got great things on the horizon. The Packers are doing great things. We're taking care of business when we need to. That's all you can ask at this point until we get to the playoffs, and then we're going to be dominating. Thank you.
Get them kids some candy. Get them some candy.
The
I
Go
like
Pack
that
Go
energy. Go Pack Go. Get them some candy.
I don't like the way Kyle uses candy with kids.
It's a little
getting weird.
It's a Halloween time.
Why did you go right to there?
Why did you go right to candy?
Because
Get the kids some candy.
Because it's Halloween. It's Halloween, so make sure they get their
but
candy.
for those who missed it,
don't paint my guy
we need to give some context about how he came home and his baby girl, his significant other, had candy inside the home. He was like, "Kids, come over here. We got some real big size candy. Look, there's my girl in the window."
Yeah.
Well, and you said you were directing this commentary at teenagers? How old are we talking?
I don't know. They might have been 12, 13, 14. I don't know. I didn't
Were
ask
they even
their
trick-or-treating? Or
age.
they just randomly?
No, they were riding their bike. They had a costume on, and I was like, I want to get, because once you see a group of people go, it comes. They come, and after that, you just had a row of people. Shout out to baby girl and buying a big size candy. For all the kids.
Hey!
All the kids.
All kids.
What the hell was that? What the hell was that? You scratched that from the record.
Kyle, love the kids.
No, not like that. What the hell?
Not like that.
Oh, man, you almost got me to cuss on air. Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Oh, wow.
Painting baby girl like that.
The damn sports show next in Beaver Dam and 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam. Jim, Matt, and Molly up next in Madison. Kyle going to kick Strope's ass in the break in these 2 minutes, and then we'll be back.
Sell out with me, oh yeah. Sell out with me tonight. The record.
We're starting off with a relatively okay ride. Little heavy on southbound 43 between Hampton and Capitol. Westbound 94 is going to be a bit slow from just east of 27th Street out towards Mitchell Boulevard. The rest of the system actually looking pretty good. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, partly cloudy, isolated showers, very mild, windy, a low of 58. Weather is brought to you by the Corners of Brookfield. Head to the Corners for all of your gifting needs and find something for everyone at any of their 30-plus restaurants and retailers. thecornersofbrookfield.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Hey, it's Gabe Neitzel from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. You've heard me talk about the results mentality has had on my life, but don't just take it from me. Jason has had success too, thanks to mentality.
My only regret is I didn't do it sooner. Knowing once again I've gotten the treatments done and continuing, I do feel, stuff does hurt a little bit more, but I'm 40, in my 40s, and that's going to happen. But again, the energy levels, it is above and beyond. Again, I'm back in that age where I'm like, this is amazing.
Get started today at LowTUSA.com.
Are you looking for a reliable ride? I've got you covered. It's ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta. I use AccuTrans Group for my private transportation needs during the college football season. AccuTrans is a veteran-owned business dedicated to providing unmatched corporate, personal, and event-related transportation that you will use again and again. From corporate travel and weddings to group events, AccuTrans Group caters to every occasion. Booking is easy, safe, and dependable. Visit AccuTransGroup.com to get a quote or to book a reservation today for reliable and safe transportation.
Hey, this is Gabe Neitzel. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
We them boys. We them boys. We making noise.
Cuatro, uno, cuatro, oro, KBN. Muchas gracias.
Buenas noches, Chicago. Buenas noches, Chicago.
It's the 414 hour at 4 on KBN.
Why'd you say the 414 hour?
It's cuatro, uno, cuatro.
Yeah, but you usually say it's the faux one faux.
You sound like me saying it.
You sound like white Brad.
Yeah, what is that?
My head was scrambled. Can I just do it over?
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
We them boys.
It's the 414 hour at 4 on KBN.
All right, I'm glad we did a minute and 40 seconds of that. I mean, holy cow.
Well, so messed me up trying to have me do Spanish, and then when I did it in English.
Buenas noches, Chicago.
Yeah, I love that. I was trying to enunciate what I was saying in
for
Spanish.
For the record, you didn't have to do it. I said, how much Spanish do you know?
You're like Ron
what
Burgundy over
language
here.
did you take?
I took Spanish.
So you couldn't even do cuatro, uno, cuatro?
I said cuatro, uno, cuatro, ora.
And then it all went off.
KBN, well,
you got 90% of the way there?
Let me say, I got D plus in Spanish back in 2006. So you think I remember?
Cool.
That's a D plus.
Yeah, 2007 is what I last taked it, and I can't even.
Taked it?
You don't know English either,
I
huh?
can't even speak English.
Why is Brad? I'm telling you, this last month, Brad is being a real Richard.
Oh.
That's when I last taked it.
It is funny. Don't nobody say take it
No,
in.
it is funny.
What do
I'm
you
telling
think? Mississippi?
you guys read my autobiography in 11 years old.
Yeah, you
It wasn't great.
Yeah, still haven't grown
Sounding
much.
the same.
That being said, here, it's really hard to transition after you say I didn't take it. Was it a better feeling for you guys watching McManus hit the game-winning field goal or watching the Hail Mary?
Buenas noches, Chicago!
800-990-3776. My answer is not even close.
It's
not even close.
Do you want to take it then?
Yeah.
You go ahead, take it.
It's great. McManus gives me confidence, and beating the Jacksonville Jaguars is important. I knew he was going to make it, but the way that the Bears lost was just so perfect. And I don't care if Bears fans want to say, "Oh, look at the Packer fans punching down." No, we just punch. We just get to punch you because it's just fun. We're not punching down. You guys are just the Bears are the illiterate version of me in school.
Oh, that's disrespectful. Disrespectful.
To the Bears?
Accurate.
Yeah, to the Bears. Very much to the Bears. I know overall
Where's
for me.
the lie?
Yeah, for me, I was excited.
Hold on. What is the illiterate version of you? What are you then?
I'm illiterate.
No.
So the Chicago Bears are just you in school?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
So we didn't need the characterization of illiterate version of you. They are just you.
The Bears are me. They're dumb.
Oh, there you are. They are. But I'm going to tell you this. Yesterday was exciting to watch. The Green Bay Packers, watching them kick the field goal. Once you saw Chris Brooks kind of lay down and let the Packers just run the clock out and set up the field goal, you knew what it was. You knew that Brandon McManus was going to go in there. So it was just handling business. The kick was going to be up, it's good. Here we are, on to the next game, right? The way that game with the Washington Commanders and the Chicago Trash Bears ended, it was fantastic. I'm telling you, I'm so happy I decided to watch it because I watched it and I stepped out and I came back and I watched the last couple of drives and I was mad. I was mad because I watched Caleb Williams kind of scramble and have a great pass.
He had a Patrick Mahomes moment.
He did. He had a great pass, and then, he found Keenan Allen, or he tried to throw it to Keenan Allen, got pass interference on the 1 yard line. So I'm like, dang, I'm watching this game and the Bears are about to win. And I'm like, all right, well, let me see how this ends, just being hopeful. And boy, oh boy, when I saw that touchdown catch, I jumped up and I said, yes, I love it, because I love seeing the Bears lose. But more importantly, I love seeing Chicago Bears fans in so much agony and pain. Like, that is who they are. That happens to them. I've been a Packers fan how long, and the only thing we have is a Hail Mary. They get stuff like this with losses that are heartbreaking year after year after year. Boy, oh boy, it's great to be a Packers fan and to laugh at those trash Bear fans. Yeah. Guess what? Caleb Williams does suck.
10 of 24.
Caleb Williams sucks.
That's a bad stat line. Because I'm right there with you. I mean, the Packers game-winning field goal beating the Jaguars, it was a relief, I would say, because the Packers should win that game, and it just dialed in to be, it's okay, we got the win, we can move on. But boy, that Bears loss, oh my gosh. So not only do they lose on a Hail Mary, but all the different elements that made it oh so juicy. Beat by Jaden Daniels, who was taken after Caleb Williams. I mean, kind of sneakily reminding the team that, hey, I'm the better quarterback than Caleb Williams. You picked the wrong guy. That's number one. Two, obviously, this bonehead cornerback, which I'm blanking on the name right now. Tyreek Stevenson taunting the Washington Commander fans.
So
literally as the play was going down. He didn't even turn around or stop taunting them until the receivers got to the 20-yard line. The ball was snapped at the 35. That is literally 5 seconds of gameplay that he's taunting them. And he's the
35
one that
of their own
the opposite
side.
35. That's 5 minutes of a play unfolding while you're still taunting.
I think you need a quick rewind. They tried to do a fullback dive with an offensive lineman that they fumbled with 4 minutes to go.
See, I wasn't watching.
I know you weren't watching that. I just think since we're doing the against Jaden Daniels, Tyreek Stevenson, I want to add in a fumble trying to relive they're always trying to live 85, trying to be like the fridge. I'd like to add in and keep your suggestions going of what made it so sweet. They're off a bye and they lost, which means they're now in sole possession of last at 4-3 behind the Bears, Vikings, and Lions.
Also beautiful.
Offense was anemic.
Terrible. I mean,
their offensive coordinator was, like Matt LaFleur with half of his brain could have coached a better game plan.
Say what you want.
He was an illiterate Matt LaFleur. That's who he was.
Buenas noches, Chicago!
Say what you want
noches, Chicago!
about any Jordan Love bad game to start the year last year.
Banger.
No worse game than this being Caleb Williams. I mean, Caleb Williams, way less than 50% completion percentage, no touchdowns. He had a moment or two, but man, I mean, this is a team that just finds way to lose in just an epic proportion. And even after the fact, right? Because you're watching Football Night in America, you watch like halftime of the 49ers and Cowboys game, and they re-show it. And each time I watch it as if I've never seen it before.
Yeah.
I'm like, Lexi, quiet. Turn up the volume. Oh my gosh, they won. It keeps just giving over and over again.
And I love seeing the reaction of Bears fans. I love seeing it. I just love seeing how dejected and deflated that they are. This is great. It is so great to see them continue on the tradition of being a trash organization, a trash franchise, regardless of the fact that they had the number 1 overall pick, and they're going to find a way to mess this up. They really are.
Hit the Spanish version, Strophy.
Touchdown! Está dentro! Commanders! Na 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 na. Hey, goodbye. Buenas noches, Chicago.
Oh my gosh, I love when
Send off.
I kind of love the na-nots because both of the guys are singing it together.
Buenas noches, Chicago.
Na 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 na.
It must be a miserable existence. You were once a Bears fan. Was it a miserable existence?
Look how happy I am today.
For real, though. I mean, how miserable was that, having to wake up every single day in your childhood to know the Chicago Bears are going to be trash? They sucked
It's
on Sunday.
stupid.
They're gonna lose.
It's stupid.
Goodbye.
These guys, they're having the time of their life.
Na na na. Hey, goodbye.
So I literally still get so much joy out of seeing like my nieces and nephews get so roped into it.
Oh, yes. I love it.
That my sister-in-law will film them in these moments. And I'm sure you saw people go viral yesterday.
Child abuse.
Yeah.
It is.
Child abuse to subject your child to being a Bears fan.
Like, hey, come on, guys. All right, let's go in Chicago. Let's go to Baker Square, get some breakfast and some pies. Let's go home and watch the Bears. And they put on their jerseys, and it's the same result every single year.
I'm going to call CPS on your brother. I'm going to call Child Protective Services on your brother for making all his. You got 7 of them?
6 of them.
Six kids.
But he's number 7.
He's making 6 kids watch that. That's child abuse.
Here's how you know they live in an existence of misery, because they film their kids and they're filming one another knowing that pain is coming. Like they know, they've seen this story over.
Well, she's
and
an
over.
Eagles fan, so she just enjoys their pain.
Chicago.
Why did they choose Chicago?
Yeah, she should. They would have been much better being Eagles fans.
Yeah, well, it's my brother.
Well, don't they realize which parent they should probably listen to?
It's my brother.
Oh, that should push them away.
That is a poor gift to give those kids.
Can you save any of them?
No, they've laid their bet. I've tried. They come and like they laugh at me and be like, the Bears, they're already doing the this year we're gonna get you thing, and I'm just like, you guys, you're past saving.
Remember when they were like ahead of us in the
past
standings, or
saving.
they were tied with us in the standings, and then now look at them looking up to us in the standings?
Yeah, it's only going to get worse.
Maybe one delusional Bears fan from the South will be joining us shortly. I think so. But first, Brad, you're going to tell us about 3 Tree Marketing.
Oh, I am. I mean, nothing could really help that team in the South when it comes to their marketing, but the only team that might be able to do it is 3 Tree Marketing. 3 Tree Marketing is a full-service branded merchandising agency that helps with you, that works alongside you to be able to optimize whatever merchandising you got. I know here at ESPN Milwaukee, Good Karma Brands, man, whenever we utilize 3 Tree Marketing, they help us navigate the waters of being able to put our logo utilize gifting to tell our story, and we always walk away so satisfied, and our teammates, our business partners, our clients, whoever it is, they have a feel for who we are and what we are about. That's exactly what 3 Tree Marketing will do for you. They think outside the box, they become an extension of your team, and they tell your story. That's what marketing is, after all. They showcase your brand, and you will walk away thinking, you know what? That's exactly how we want to be portrayed. And thank you to 3 Tree Marketing to making sure that our brand and our company is represented exactly how we want to be. See what else 3 Tree Marketing can do for you and set an appointment today at 3treemarketing.com.
If you love delusion and you love tears and anger, we got all that coming for you next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
I put my card in, I pump. When it clicks, I pull it out, I put it away, and I move on to my own.
That's what she said. Thanks so much, old T.
She pumps and moves on with her life.
Take it out, put it in, move on.
That's what she said.
Come on, Kyle, keep up. That's Packers Hall of Famer. That was one of my better ones, and he's confused.
Well,
he's still fixated on Lola Bunny.
No, I don't think she says that.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We've got some delays along westbound 94, starting at 27th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound slowing down right through the Barker Road area all the way to Calhoun. Got some delays along southbound 43 from North Avenue down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge, back on the brakes from just north of Lapham all the way down to the KK River. And then we've also got some taps on the brakes southbound on 41 between Silver Spring and Hampton. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, partly cloudy, isolated showers, very mild, windy, a low of 58. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, windy and warm, a high of 80. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
What's going on, Hoops fans? It's Ben Brust from Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. The season is back, and that means it's Palermo's tip-off week here on 94.5 ESPN. Big shows, big guests, and big prizes are here for the season starting. When the Bucks win their first game, you can win up to 10 free pizzas. Just sign up after the final buzzer. Watch and win big during Palermo's tip-off week on 94.5 ESPN. Full contest and big week details at ESPNWisconsinContest.com. Happy basketball season from 94.5 ESPN and Palermo's Pizza.
Come to Kessler's and be greeted by an owner of the store.
We're America's largest employee-owned jewelry company.
Okay, but as a customer, what does that mean to me?
For one thing, it means you get to see every possible diamond choice.
Kessler's has diamonds from diamond mines and created diamonds from plasma chambers.
You can choose from 1,400 loose diamonds.
And every style of engagement ring ever designed.
Okay, I'm convinced.
And no other store can show you a Kessler 81.
With 81 facets instead of just 57, it wins the Sparkle Contest every time.
I'm convinced.
And no other store has the Kessler Princess Cut.
Or the exclusive Kessler's Emerald Cut or Kessler's Square Radiant Diamond.
I give up.
And when you want to tell her that you love her twice as much today as the day you married her.
Kessler's has big anniversary diamonds that can be twice as big as the one in her engagement ring.
Kessler's is unique in all the world.
So what do you say to all that, Sarah?
Welcome to Kessler's.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at 28 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that was voted Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
4 straight wins now for the green and gold, who take care of the Jaguars in Jacksonville on Sunday afternoon, albeit coming on yet another Brandon McManus walk-off field goal. Jordan Love did leave the game early with a groin injury, leading to head coach Matt LaFleur once again praising his backup, Malik Willis.
You know, the moment's never too big for him, and he made a lot of big-time plays in this game, not only with his arm, but his ability to had a big pickup with his legs. I'm just really proud of our guys.
The 6-2 Pack will take on the Lions on Sunday in Green Bay.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank.
Need to find that perfect home? Don't sell, upgrade with a home equity loan. Renovate that kitchen, retile that bath. You choose the fixtures, let us do the math. Tri-City National Bank, equal housing lender, NMLS 433891.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
The Bears still suck. The Bears
looking for something. He's got plenty of time. Launches deep pass into the area of the end zone.
caught it!
And it's caught by Noah Brown.
Yes, the Bears.
Steps up, fires, heads towards the end zone. It is.
Welcome into the show, Jonathan Brust. It's Kyle, Brust, and Nortman in the 414 hour at 4. How was your soul?
Strofe, I hate you.
Don't blame Strofe. He was just
Turn
playing.
your mic on, Strofe. Strofe, turn your mic on.
What do you want from me?
Dude, don't shoot me a text message the second the game ends asking me to come on to this show. But you know what? Because I'm such a loyal fan, I will do it. Guess what? The Bears are 4-3. We have Arizona, and then we got the Patriots. We're going to be 6-3, and then we got the NFC North. We're going to be just fine.
Then you got the toughest division in football.
We got the NFC North. Those lowly Lions. Oh, that'll be an easy one.
Yeah, but look at the Vikings. Look at the Vikings. Look at the Packers. Their quarterback's out. Your quarterback's out. We're going to be just fine.
Our quarterback
We're going to make the
being
playoffs.
out with Malik Willis has played better.
Is 10 times better. Our defense is 10
Tyreek
times better
Stevenson
than
looked
Packers
great
defense.
yesterday,
Yeah.
JB. Tyreek Stevenson really looking like
Were you
an
waving
all-pro.
at him in the crowd out in
Tyreek
D.C.?
Stevenson, if I saw him, I would take my belt off and probably spank him.
Not his fault. It's you guys' fault. It's just you. It's part of what your DNA is.
He's
as a
not
Chicago
your
Bears fan.
child.
No, that's the problem. That's the problem.
This is exactly the problem.
You guys are riding high a couple weeks ago, and now your quarterback looked like trash this past week, and your team did exactly what they do all the time. I don't know why you're surprised. You should just be saying, that's just another week.
Buenas noches, Chicago! Are we ready to admit that Caleb Williams just not that good?
Oh, no, not a chance, Brad. Kyle, and you are so wrong. Look at that last drive. When Caleb Williams had to do something, he came through.
Yeah, he came through, and then
He did.
and then the guy
And
that
you know what?
wait a minute, then the guy that got drafted after him
No,
came through.
hold on. Here's the problem. Here's the problem.
Yeah.
Our coaching staff is inept. Why in the world are you calling a handoff to Doug Kramer?
Because
an
that's what
offensive
Chicago
lineman.
Bears
It's what you guys
Yeah.
do.
Stupid.
Hang on. So, Jonathan Brust, a delusional Bears fan, my brother, joining us here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. So, I just want to ask you, I see some people who are Jets fans. You can be ahead of the times. Like the Jets right now, you have people that are retiring their fandom of being Jets fans. You have an opportunity. I'm giving you an opportunity right now to be 10 years ahead of the curve and denounce your fandom from the Chicago Bears because nothing good has happened since 1985 or when our father placed a bet on Devin Hester to take the opening touchdown to the house, which he did in 2007.
0% chance.
All right.
But wouldn't your life be better? Your life would be better if you weren't a Bears fan,
I'm
right?
happier.
No, it would not.
It would be
It would
improved.
not.
You're meant to
I
be-
have 6 kids and a wonderful wife. I have 0% chance
The
of
bargaining
doing anything
phase.
like that.
Wait, okay, so why do you subject your children to this? You had a choice. You understood what your childhood was like, and I think you were young when the first Super Bowl came. So let me finish.
Let him finish, Jonathan.
Why do you subject your children to so much heartbreak and heartache week in and week out? Why don't you give them a free pass to be able to go somewhere else like Philadelphia and cheer for a team that's been to multiple Super Bowls or won a Super Bowl title?
Oh,
But instead, you're
wow.
holding hostage.
Wow. Ben, did you say that to Kyle?
I did let him know that your wife is an Eagles fan, so you are holding your kids hostage away from a better life.
I'm ready to call Child Protective Services on you, Mr.
Isn't it
Brust.
part of being a dad to make sure your children have the best life possible?
Yes, they do, and they're Bears fans.
That doesn't make them very happy.
Tough life to live.
That does not make them very happy. I'm gonna tell you this right now. You messed up when you did that one. They should have listened to their mom and became Eagles fans. But instead, they have to watch their father with them, watch loss after loss after loss, watch Caleb Williams have a high and then have a low, and then watch their team continuously not make the playoffs. Wait till you have to go through the NFC North. It's not gonna be good for y'all, man. How does it feel knowing that the Green Bay Packers have a better chance against the Lions with Malik Willis than you have with your first overall draft pick, John?
I will 100% take Caleb Williams over Malik Willis.
Strofe, you said you weren't going to do it to him.
A good magician never shows his tricks.
You know,
is he still on the line?
He's still there. If you want to go back to it, we can't. Real quick.
Let's let him listen to us. If he stays there, we can come back to him.
Was it rude
let's
of me?
have a family discussion. He's gone.
Oh, he hung up. Was it rude of me to reach out to him? I don't know, 10 minutes after the Hail Mary.
No,
no.
amazing.
No.
It's amazing.
No. It's actually the best producing you've ever done.
Oh yeah, I mean that's a heady producer right there.
Yeah, I figured, I watched that live and I was like, holy crap, what did I just watch? And then I saw this.
Buenas noches, Chicago!
I was like, we got to talk to JB.
How does he keep
do you think he's mad?
No, he'll be fine.
The thing is, you said it, Ben. Like, there are Jets fans that are coming to terms with their existence, and they're like, we just can't keep doing this anymore. Bears fans refuse to get to that place, and they can only blame themselves then for the misery they put themselves through.
That's where I'm landing. And every day that goes by, like seeing they're in the grief stages. They're in denial and bargaining. They never in anger, but they never like get out of the stages. It's like a cycle.
It's a toxic relationship that they just refuse to leave.
Yeah, I just don't get
it.
I don't get it whatsoever. It's one thing to be on the losing side all the time. It's another thing to act like you have hope. Right? I don't know why they have hope whatsoever. If you watch Caleb Williams, he has ups and he has downs, but he doesn't look like he's going to be a superstar. He just looks like he's going to be a good quarterback in the NFL. I don't see Super Bowl guy on him. I just see like he'll keep him afloat. He'll be like Kirk Cousins, right?
That's why I kind of like have even like a shred of respect for Lions fans, because all their years that they stunk, they admit it. They're like, we stink.
Yeah,
like we don't have a chance. We're not the Packers. We're not these good teams. But now when they're good, they rightfully so have an ability to cheer. But the Bears fans, no matter how bad they get, they still are delusional. That's what makes it frustrating.
But that's what makes it so fun to watch.
You can't have a rational
agony.
conversation with an irrational person. Yes, Alex Strofe.
If they would have just handed the ball off to DeAndre Swift, we're not doing this today.
Or Roschon Johnson.
I'm confused. They did score with Roschon.
No, I understand.
Talking about earlier.
I'm talking about when
the
they did
4 minutes to go and they gave it to the offensive lineman,
whoever it was. Yeah.
That is ridiculous. Ridiculous.
That's what they do. That's what they do. I couldn't imagine. I don't think my heart could handle being a Bears fan. Yuck.
Brad, I do want to wipe off this filth we've been talking about with a nice car wash.
Yeah, it's time to let's just get clean from that conversation. There's no better way to clean your car, at least, than Tsunami Express Car Wash. That's right. Tsunami Express Car Wash offers you the premium car wash that your car deserves. It really does. You spent too much on that beautiful car to, hand wash it yourself or go to a gas station car wash. You want a premium, state-of-the-art wash experience. And that's exactly what Tsunami Express Car Wash gives you. They have unbelievable wash technology, powerful free vacuums, and unlimited wash memberships. I myself, in fact, I believe Kyle and Ben are also ceramic members. That means we can go over and over, day after day, get that beautiful Tsunami Express car wash as many times as we want. In fact, you wash your car twice in a month, you already pay for it. And there's all over greater Milwaukee area, there's Tsunami Express car washes that are popping up, so it's convenient to get your ride clean. And every time I leave, I look at my car, it's like reflective. It is shining. People are looking at me zoom by them in my 8.5-year-old car. It looks like a brand new car. It's this go-to place for a spot-free finish and a first-class car wash every single time. When you go buy Tsunami Express car wash, I want you to roll right in and experience it for yourself, because you will wash, chill, and repeat. That is Tsunami Express Car Wash. It is the winning drive that your car deserves. In fact, If you go to TsunamiExpress.com, first wash free when you sign up online. Tsunami Express Car Wash, baby. Go treat your car.
Do the Packers need Jordan Love to win this game on Sunday against the Detroit Lions, or is there a sliver of hope with Malik Willis? We'll dive deeper into that. We got our poll question out there at KBN ESPN, 800-990-3776, and we get to your reaction next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Oh, wow. North? Spread Eagle is way north. Way north.
Stop. You're doing the thing where you don't know what you're doing.
No, it is, though.
We don't know where up north is.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We do kind of have a heavy ride along southbound 43, starting from just before Fond du Lac Avenue, down past the Marquette, all the way down to the KK River. Westbound 94 is also slowing down from before 25th Street, all the way to about Mitchell Boulevard, back on the brakes from Highway 100, crossing into Waukesha County. Looks like we've got a crash just as you're crossing past the county line itself. Luckily, it's all on the right shoulder, but that's just something to remember. Also, cars on the left shoulder as well. Traffic is brought to you by Walker Media Agency. Power your brand with smart marketing, advertising, and IT solutions. Visit WMA2024.com to elevate your business today. And checking the TMJ for Storm Team forecast. Tonight, partly cloudy, isolated showers, very mild, windy with a low of 58. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, windy, warm with a high of 80. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Hey, Milwaukee sports fans. It's Brad Nortman from Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. You've invested too much into that nice ride, so don't settle for a gas station car wash. Treat it to a Tsunami Express car wash. State-of-the-art wash technology, powerful free vacuums, and unlimited wash memberships. Now with 5 locations across Greater Milwaukee, Tsunami Express is your go-to spot for a flawless finish and a first-class car wash every time. Trust me, your car will thank you. Sign up for a membership online at TsunamiExpress.com and get your first wash free. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Ashton Rotman with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Wauwatosa East's Malachi Mack. The senior scoring twice in the Red Raiders' Level 1 playoff win Friday night, a 21-14 win over rival Tosa West, and a bit of revenge for a loss earlier in the season to West. Max scored at the end of the first half to give East a 14-0 halftime lead, and then helped put the game away with not one but 2 big plays late. First, it was a 40-yard touchdown run, followed up by a fumble recovery as the two-way player jumped on a loose ball. Malachi also shines on the track and field squad as an all-state sprinter and long jumper. Congratulations to this week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Malachi Mack.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Save big money on your next project. Right now at Menards. Give your home an elegant look with Mastercraft pre-finished hardwood molding. Available in 5 pre-finished colors to save you time. Just cut and install for a simple upgrade to any room. Save big on all Mastercraft molding products. And don't forget to check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I tell her, baby, I'm a fireball.
If your dogs don't always listen to you and you ask yourself, why are they not listening to me? Look no further than Sit Mean Sit Dog Training, because you can have a happy, confident, and obedient dog. Contact Sit Mean Sit Dog Training in Milwaukee or Waukesha to schedule that free consultation. Go to sitmeansit.com and again, check out those Milwaukee and Waukesha pages, and also look forward every post game. When the clock strikes 0, if you're watching the green and gold game, Green Bay Game Day post game show has the dog of the game. Give me a call. Come on now. With Tausch and Homer. Check it out. On Twitter at KBN ESPN. We put a poll earlier on the field out there. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Alex Strofe running the show. Do you want Jordan Love to rest for 20 days? Potentially miss the Lions, which you would, plus the bye week, or risk it for the Lions? 60% say rest up, 40% want to play for the Lions. Obviously, this is nuanced. We don't know his true health. Like, again, we don't know his thresholds. We don't know his pain thresholds. Matt LaFleur made it very clear if he's healthy enough, he'll play. But there is something to not winning in week 9 isn't as important as winning in week 16, 17, and getting that momentum towards the back end of the year.
I just look at this team, and I just see how critical it is that they finally hit their stride, which they haven't been able to do. So I think to force Jordan Love out there, potentially when he's not 100% on a muscular injury, which is a high degree of re-injury risk, I'd rather just take Malik Willis, because they're going to have a hard time winning anyway, right? Even if they're full strength, they got to play an A game to be able to go out there and win. So if you are without potentially Jair, Evan Williams, seems like Josh Jacobs might be okay, but you're without these dudes that you're going to need anyway, I wouldn't just roll out Jordan Love and say, hey, go give it your best shot at risk of re-injury. Because if he does re-injure it, then you can kiss the season goodbye. Because, look, Malik Willis is good. He's been efficient. But it would be too much of a gauntlet for him to be able to go ahead and potentially finish the game against the Lions, but then to go Bears, 49ers, Dolphins, Lions. That's just going to be a tough gambit for anybody. So let's rest Jordan Love if he's not ready to go. For KBN Nation, they might remember that I was the guy who was saying, let's play him earlier in the season. I've changed my tune a little bit. I agree. He is clearly not himself. We've seen that all year. I need the healthy Jordan Love back. Until he's healthy, he's not going to play top caliber.
Yeah, this game, it means a lot. It really does matter. But if Jordan Love has to go out there and whenever he maneuvers in the pocket, right, he tries to escape pressure and he winces a little bit, right? Or he throws the ball across his body or something like that, and you kind of see him limp a little bit when he gets back to the huddle. I don't think it's worth risking that. There's not worth the risk of him having to re-aggravate anything, re-injure anything, where we're talking about throughout the bye week and leading up to the game against the Bears, will Jordan Love be ready to play? I much rather prefer the Packers go out there and give it their best shot, depend on their defense in this game to see exactly what they have, and try to win this football game. And so for me, I think it will be a great challenge and a great growth opportunity for our overall defense to know when they go into this game, they are not going to have their starting quarterback, just like they did earlier in the season where they had to walk into those games where they did not have their starting quarterback, but they were able to rise to the occasion against the Tennessee Titans, against the Indianapolis Colts. Now, understand the Lions are not those teams, but I would still like to see exactly when this defense has to be called upon for real, right? They're not playing with the lead. They don't have to depend on Jordan Love. When they have to be called upon against a really good team, which they will have to face a really good team in the playoffs, can they rise to the occasion? That is going to be an opportunity for them to grow. And so overall, would I love Jordan Love to play? Absolutely. But if Jordan Love is not healthy enough to truly be himself, let's throw Malik out there and let Jordan Love to get healthy so he can be good for the rest of the season, because more importantly, this is only week number 10 or week number 9. I'm more focused on later in the season having a healthy Jordan Love. We've seen him have some of these nagging injuries. Brad, you talked about the fact that first it was your knee, and then it could be something else because you're always trying to overcompensate. Let's allow for him to have these 20 days to get healthy, and then we can have a good run for the rest of the season. But I am not going out there and risking Jordan Love in a Week 9 game against the Detroit Lions just because it's for the division. We'll let the schedule play out, and we'll see what happens come Week 17.
800-990-3776. Would you rather have Jordan Love rest versus the Lions so he gets 20 days to get the groin? And as I've mentioned, you don't just stop rehabbing a knee. Or would you rather see him play versus the Lions? Right now, it's still 60-40. Jason chimes in 800-990-3776. He'd rather take his chances with Malik, who is mobile and satisfactory, versus risking Jordan Love and further injury. Because that is something Brad mentioned. They don't have Aiden Hutchinson, but it's still a tough team. And they had a big turnover takeaway game.
Tough team, but their defense isn't scary, right? They're not a scary defense. You could put points up against. You feel like Malik Willis can go in there and try to do something, right?
Yeah, I think
you might be overestimating the impact Malik Willis can have in a high powered game.
Yeah, I don't think
we're doubting Malik. Are we doubting Malik again?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Down on my boy Malik.
I don't think he can score 30 points.
Leak.
I think if Malik plays, try to get us 20, and defense try to get some turnovers and just hold tight. That's the best thing you can do.
They don't turn it over. Jared Love is
he's efficient.
10 incompletions his last
don't ever
three
let him
games.
have the last name Love.
Huh?
What?
I said Jared Love. I thought you said.
I think you said
I
Goff.
was gonna say Love.
Wow,
Jordan Love.
You disrespect Jared Goff that much?
No, he ain't no J Love. I ain't worried about Jared Goff like
I hate
that.
to break it to you, but Jared Goff has had a better season than Jordan Love.
That's fine. He's not gonna have a better career than Jordan Love.
Wow, you're snappy.
No, I'm not snappy at all. I just truly feel like the Green Bay Packers.
What snappy?
Strofe, don't you?
Not snappy, but quick to
defend my boy.
No, quick to push Jared Goff's accomplishments to the side.
Yeah, he's a good NFL quarterback.
Played in the Super Bowl. He's played in 2 NFC Championship games.
Yeah.
Jordan Love has done none of those.
The Super Bowl was miserable. But anyways,
true. That was a horrible Super Bowl.
That was bad Super Bowl.
But when I look at this team, what I believe in Matt LaFleur, right? We talk about you don't have confidence in Malik Willis. Why do we do this, right? We saw what he can do. We doubted him. We had somebody tell Jen Latta from JGC in the morning, 7 to 9 here on ESPN Milwaukee. But she had somebody from Tennessee saying he struggles at playing football. Then the boy went out.
I think it was just he struggles at football.
It was a remarkable line, given how good he's played.
Struggles with football was the line.
He goes on and win 2 games for us. And then Jason Wilde, who joined us, he also talked about it is tough to be thrown into a game like that, a competitive game, and actually have to go in there and win a football game. That's exactly what Malik Willis was able to do. I have confidence in Malik Willis, and I have more confidence in Matt LaFleur to be able to create a game plan in order to dink and dunk and chop up those Detroit Lions.
All right, I'm looking forward to this next conversation because I know Brian Bulaga is a big in-the-trenches guy, obviously, right tackle for the Green Bay Packers. I know he loves the Detroit Lions, so I'm really curious as to how he responds to my first question about this Packers-Lions game, regardless of who the quarterback is. But I do want to shout out the great sportsbook of Potawatomi Casino Hotel, and as far as betting experience to go, it's one of a kind. I've said that, and people tell me that. So make sure you check out. It has dozens of self-service betting kiosks, seating for over 200. The restaurant dubbed the kitchen, which is just delicious. I should just get takeout from there tonight. Full bar, a VIP deck, and a broadcast booth, which of course we love because they treat us like amazing. It's ridiculous. But the best thing that you need to know is that 2,000 square foot video wall and the 20-minute reserved parking spaces, so you can go in, place a bet, you can stick around, eat some food, seating for 200, and watch the movie theater of sports books right here in Milwaukee. In a new move, in a major move, rewards cards are accepted at most of the self-service kiosks so that you are betting and earning points along the way. Bet above the rest. PaysBig.com. Brian Bulaga. We'll have a fun conversation with us next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
It's the 414 hour at 4 on KBN.
Wow. Just wow.
Has he sound good? We've been practicing.
I did it all last week. I gotta say, I'm pretty proud of my progress.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Every big pitch.
It's gone! Francisco Lindor!
Every big hit. Every big play.
It's gone! It's a grand slam! Thomas!
ESPN Milwaukee is your home for the hottest action on the diamond this baseball postseason.
It is out of here! There's the home run for Judge!
Tune in all postseason long on the way to the Fall Classic, right here on 94.5 ESPN and streaming on the Wisconsin On Demand app.
It's bird bashing season when you swoop into Potawatomi. Thursdays, you could win up to a wicked 50 grand cash in the Bird Bash Game Show. Just play with your rewards card all October for entries. All Bird Bash entries go towards a December 20th giveaway with a monstrous 300 grand in prizes. Bird Bash makes its bewitching return. Only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Learn more at paysbig.com/birdbash. Must be 21 years old to play.
Confidence and strength begin with how you feel. At Quintessa Aesthetic Center, it is not about just looking good. It's about results that last and empower you. With 5 convenient locations in Delafield, Mequon, Brookfield, Middleton, and Sheboygan, their team of world-class plastic surgeons, skilled clinicians, and expert estheticians are here to help you take control. Whether it's advanced skincare, anti-aging treatments, body contouring, or muscle strengthening, Quintessa has everything you need to sharpen your image and boost your confidence. Take the first step towards a stronger, more confident you. Visit myquintessa.com today.
Do you remember that electric moment when you suddenly realized that she was the one?
The one you were going to love forever.
The one you'd been waiting your whole life to meet.
She is the one.
The one.
Now it's time to find the one engagement ring that sparkles like she does.
Come to Kessler's Diamonds. We have a collection of incredibly special diamond engagement rings called the One Collection.
You need one special engagement ring for the one woman you will ever love.
Kessler's Diamonds is the one jewelry store where you can find the One Collection.
And Kessler's is the one store that offers the world-famous, no excuses, no fine print, lifetime warranty on every diamond engagement ring we sell.
We have the freedom to do this for you because Kessler's Diamonds is the one diamond store owned by its employees.
The One Collection starts at just $550.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Find the Kesslers nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Don't miss a moment of football this season at 3rd Street Market Hall in downtown Milwaukee, your one-stop, must-stop viewing destination. 3rd Street Market Hall has over 15 locally owned food vendors, a self-serve beer wall, over 50 HD TVs, and game day specials. What more could you need? If you're not at the game, this is the place to be every Saturday and Sunday. View the vendor list and 30 self-serve beer options at 3rdstreetmarkethall.com. That's 3rdstreetmarkethall.com.
It's time for the Ortho ASAP Minute from Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
I'm here with Dr. Rick Papandrea. I hear so much about the subspecialties here at OAW. What does that really mean, and how does that differentiate OAW surgeons from others?
The main difference, I think, for us is a subspecialization that we don't just participate in, but we really embrace. Everybody who's here has done extra training beyond the normal 5 years to have a subspecialty. But we don't just dabble in that subspecialty, we focus in it. So if there's a problem in the group, a patient has an issue that's very specific, a provider might realize that issue needs the attention of that subspecialist. So what we do is we make sure the focus is on the patient and we get that patient to the provider that has that subspecialty focus. I think a lot of surgeons and providers will have a focus, but they will do it when they can, do it when it's convenient. But for us, it's really the priority.
The Ortho ASAP Minute is sponsored by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I've got some famous friends you probably never heard of, but back in Rutherford County.
Joining us here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman is Brian Balaga, the doctor of football before the Homer Hour from 5 to 6. What's up, Brian?
What's going on, guys? How we doing?
Doing good. You out venturing in the world of Florida?
Well, I'm out at my son's soccer practice. I'm on kid duty, so I'm out at their soccer practice. I'm going to do the Homer Hour from the car because I don't want any wind interruption while we're in deep talk about the game. So I'm just walking to my car right now, actually.
All right. Well, very excited to have you, and very excited that you're here to answer this question because, Brian, I know you watch the Detroit Lions, and it's hard not to be impressed of how good of a football team they are.
Oh, yeah.
Do the way the Packers shape up right now, injuries or not, I'm just concerned they can't keep up right now at this point with how that team is playing.
Well,
no matter who the quarterback.
Yeah, we'll just say everyone's healthy, right? Let's
Sure.
look at it that way.
Sure.
That's the fairest way to do it. If everyone's healthy, yeah, I mean, there's parts of our team that aren't as strong. And, like, I think the most obvious one, at least for me, is how, the guys up front play. I'm not saying that we have a bad offensive line or a bad defensive line, but currently the way that they're playing in Detroit is really good. And they create a lot of opportunities for, their secondary in the front four, and then their front five for the offense creates a lot of issues for teams. So that's where I see with everybody is a big glaring gap is between how they're playing up front on both sides of the ball.
Brian, a pretty mind-blowing stat is if you were to say a cutoff at 30 pass attempts, right? Malik Willis would lead the NFL in quarterback rating. Why is Malik Willis so effective under this offense? Because obviously we're all hoping that Jordan Love comes back and maybe plays, maybe not this weekend, but he's QB1, so forget about that. But why is it when Malik Willis comes in here, this team still has a prayer based on how he's playing?
Listen, man, he's got confidence, right? I mean, he's had time. Obviously, those 2 weeks that he started, a plan was built around him that would suit him, that would make him comfortable. Well, now he's had even more time, learning the regular playbook and installing that throughout the week when Jordan Love's been back and running those plays in practice and in walkthroughs. And he's just gotten comfortable. And, when he went in, I was obviously like, man, I hope Love's okay. This sucks. That's the last thing you want to see is your starting QB leave a game and leave it early like he did for any injury. But I'm going to be honest, I felt okay with Willis going in. I felt really good about it. I thought he'll be fine. He'll be able to win this football game, and that's exactly what he did. And I'm not saying that's going to be the same story for this upcoming week. I'm definitely not saying that. But for what he's able to do coming in, not just, coming in off the bench like he had, this last week, but what he's done so far as a Packer is pretty remarkable. Very impressive.
Yeah, I want to continue on this Malik Love train of love because when I think about it, do you think there's anything that maybe Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur should take from the Malik Willis play to try to put into his game, right? Because I feel like the decision-making that Malik Willis has is something that Jordan Love can learn from. And then also the creativity that I see in this offense. I see it when Love is out there, but just on the goal line play, a touchdown to Tucker Kraft, just a unique creative play. Just on the completion of Jayden Reed, really creative. It seemed like they knew exactly where they were going with that ball. Should we simplify some things for Jordan Love at some point?
I don't think you simplify it for him. He's not the type of guy that needs it simplified for. Sure. If it makes everything look super easy, then yeah, but that's not how guys of his caliber need to be handled from an offensive coordinator standpoint with the playbook. He's a good player. He can dive deep into the playbook. He can get into play calls and things that don't make sense to the defense that he sees out in front of him and make adjustments. That's what these highly paid quarterbacks get paid to do, man. They're high functioning guys. They can operate on the fly, and I don't like putting only so much of the playbook on Jordan Love's plate every week. I like it being all on there. He can do anything. He can get in and out of anything, and I don't want to take that away from him because I think, for me personally, I think he's really good. So I don't want to minimize what he can do because we're worried about a couple decision making. That pick he threw, hey man, if he's gonna throw picks, those are the ones I want to see. Those are aggressive plays that he's trying to fit a pass in, and the defensive guy makes a good jump on the ball. And you know what? That's football. The ones that we don't want to see is we've talked about for the last few weeks here, is throwing it into triple coverage when you're getting pressured. No one wants to see those. So I don't want to minimize the playbook for this guy because I think he's too good to shrink it on him. We'll just put it that way.
We're talking with Brian Balaga here, the future Packers Hall of Famer, who's going to be joining the Homer on the Homer Hour / Alex Strofe from 5 to 6 right here on 94.5 ESPN. Regret even mentioning your name now. Brian, if there is a blueprint, right? If you could lay out how you would go about beating the Detroit Lions. I know it's Monday, and I'm sorry for doing this. I think the Lions are damn good, and I can't get them out of my head. How do you go about beating that team?
Well, I mean, the first thing you're going to talk about on Wednesday is you need to bring physicality to this team, because if you step on the field in the first two series, they're going to punch you in the mouth and you don't respond, they got you. Game's done. They know it too. They are a physical bunch. So what we saw on Thanksgiving last year is the exact same mindset and mentality they need to bring out there on Sunday. Like, it's got to be the exact same mindset that we know Detroit's physical. We know they want to play bully ball. We know how they play. We got to match that and bring it and give them everything that they could want for 60 minutes. And then to me, that recipe that they had last year, especially defensively, getting after Jared Goff is the biggest thing. I mean, Jared Goff has been playing really good. But when Jared Goff's under some pressure, Jared Goff turns into a different quarterback. And that's what they need to get back to, is putting him under duress. And it's not easy against that offensive line, because they're really good, man. And they got a bunch of weapons. And we've seen so far Green Bay struggled getting home with 4. And that's what you need to be able to do to beat Detroit, is get home with 4 guys and be able to leave guys in coverage so you don't get burnt. And that's going to be at least to me, the point of emphasis with this defense going into the week. And then offensively, keep Detroit's offense off the field. Pound the rock with Jacobs, man. Like, just do body blows to this Lions defense, wear them out, and just beat them up as much as you can. Like, look at this as like a Josh Jacobs 30 to 35 carry game if you can be there with that, right? Like, if your defense does their end of this deal, and it doesn't get into a shootout type game, body blows, and just try to stay on the field and run the rock. That would be my recipe, because you got the back to do it, and I think you got the linemen to do it.
Yeah, Brian, on the defensive side of the ball, I'm glad you brought up the D-line, because we do a segment early in our show every Monday, Cheers to Pour One Out. We kind of cheers to one thing over the weekend and pour one out. I poured mine out to Lucas Van Ness because, listen, he has struggled when I thought he was going to take that next step, and that just lives in this existence of Packers can't get pressure with 4 as currently constructed. So I got to know, amongst those guys in the D-line, who do you still have an optimistic viewpoint of, where it's like, just give him time, he's going to get going? And who are the guys in the D-line that you're thinking, you know what, maybe it's time that they start decreasing their reps for a different guy to be able to have his chance?
This is a tough question, because I'm all about who's playing the best, right? Gets the most snaps, right? And whether that is, I don't want to butcher his last name, 55. How do you pronounce his last name?
Yes, Enigbare.
If it's him that's playing best, he needs to get the most snaps on the edge. If it's Brooks on the inside, he needs to get the most snaps. So, like, I am very, like, who's playing the best, especially on the D line, gets the most reps. And, like, that's not for me to decide, like, or even give a real opinion on who the D line coach is thinking is, applying the most pressure, or what they're like. Because I'm going to be honest with you, like, I look at it from an offensive lineman standpoint, and there's a lot of, for me, I watch the tape, and there's a lot of plays that as a lineman, it's like, well, that was a plus for me. Like, I did my job. My guy didn't pressure the quarterback. I mean, that's a win for me. Maybe the D-line coach looks at that as a win for his guy. Like, it's different the way these things get judged. So, like, it's hard for me to say who's performing the best right now up front. Like, I know you can't take away Kenny Clark's snaps. That's not really, like, that's not something you're ever going to do, because Kenny's really good. We need Wyatt to be 100% healthy, because you could tell he was not 100% healthy this week. Like, he did not look his normal self to me. He may say different, but, like, just for me watching the game and seeing how normally explosive he is and how twitchy he is, especially for a guy his size, it just didn't seem to be there. And then we go to the edges, it's just Rashawn Gary shows flashes, and then there's things that then he just kind of goes quiet for a little bit. Then he'll show a flash, and then he'll go quiet for a little bit. And it just needs to be a little more consistent from him. So, like, listen, but this is also a case where we don't have, like, 3 deep on this D line that you feel really good about rotating everyone in and through. Like, we don't have that type of depth. We have solid players behind starters, but they're not guys that you're just going to put in there and go, hey, we're rolling with you now. You're taking all the reps. Like, the starters are the starters and the backups are the backups. And that's how NFL teams are built unless you're drafting young guys that are just absolute studs and they take over. And currently we don't have that right now. So who we have is who we have, and I think they're plenty good. They just really have to start showing it on tape, and that will be hopefully what we see against Detroit because it's going to be needed.
What did you get more joy of, watching Brandon McManus hit the field goal to win the game against the Jags, or watching Jaden Daniels break Chicago's heart?
Buenas noches, Chicago!
Oh, man. Well, I couldn't believe that. I laughed, to be honest with you. I literally laughed at the TV. But I would say McManus, it's 2 weeks in a row, right? Like, we have a kicker problem. Bringing a kicker. I get it was a chip shot, but kicker makes the game winner 2 weeks in a row. It's like you can't make it up. So, I'm going to go with McManus because, I don't, to be honest with you, sure, if the Bears look better than they have been, but, I still don't really care about how they do. It's not really a concern of mine at this point.
All right, Strofe, what do you got for Brian in the Homer Hour coming up 5 to 6?
Yeah, we got to talk about this Malik Willis thing. I'm not feeling great.
All right.
We're going to get into that. Rob Domofsky will join us 5:30.
All right.
We're going to listen to Brian and Rob chop it up.
All right.
There you go.